well. So I think we are in the part of 7. Okay, this is the 7th part of our Nata sprint from THiNC Institute of Design. And I think all of you had at least given one attempt in the Nata. So maybe having a good idea about the question, how they are asking. So today we are discussing topics from arithmetic aptitude, like cannot be considered like completely purely aptitude. It is a kind of reasoning questions we will be discussing. That is arithmetic reasoning. That is the plan of today's discussion. And we will be coming up with the topics like blood relation, coding, decoding, and topics like some topics of these kind, direction sense, analogies. Okay, possible, if possible, odd one we will be discussing. So these kinds of topics we will be discussing today. And from my team members in THiNC, I came to know that many of you had requested for the topics like these also, like blood relations and so on, direction sense and so on. So we will be discussing those topics today. So I think without wasting much time, we can directly get into the topics. So I'll share my screen. Wait a second. Hope my screen is visible to all. So we can start with coding, decoding, because coding, decoding, and series, we can connect it in somewhat way. Okay, let's see over here. So coding, decoding, different types of coding is there. We can start from a very simple type. That is, you can find here. It is a kind of coding in forward sequence. So while coding, we need to write alphabets in a certain order. That order we will be discussing first. So just try to code good. Good is coded as HPPE. Then how will you code bold? Okay, so you guys can put your responses in the chat. You guys can put your responses in the chat. I'm looking for your responses. So good is coded as HPPE. Then how will you code bold? I'll be explaining how to solve questions from coding, decoding. So from the basic steps onwards, we will be discussing. So over here, it has to be written in a certain format. The format is important here, like good. Good, we can code it like these arrows will be helping us to solve these questions very easily. So good, you can code it like HPPE. What is the relation between GH or P and DE? Okay, just simply add a letter forward. +1, +1, +1, +1. Every time it is not in the same format, like everything is +1. Sometimes there will be a small difference, like first one +1, next one +2, after that +3, and so on. Ah, very good, Angel, very good. Okay, so now our question is, how will you code bold? Okay, so next letters. Okay, it is easy to remember because this is just +1 means simply a C. Okay, a +2, sorry, another +1 means O, after that P, after L we can find M, and after D you could find E. Okay, if it was kept to 2 letters or 3 letters, at that time it will be difficult to solve, or if it is in a reverse sequence, at that time also it will be difficult to solve. So for that, we need to keep alphabets in our hand in a certain order. Okay, let me write it over here like this. First of all, you need to write the numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Even though I have enough space to write the other numbers, but I'm going to stop the numbers over here. From the next row onwards, I'll be writing it in the opposite format. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Hope everyone is aware that only 26 letters in English. So over here, the alphabets A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So if a question comes, what is the fifth letter in the forward sequence? Okay, fifth letter in the forward sequence, that is, you can easily spot it easy. So what will be the seventh letter in the reverse sequence? That means Z equal to 1, then who will be the seventh letter? You can easily find here. T will be the seventh letter. If Z is 1, then T will be 7. Okay. If A is 1, then G will be 7. So in the forward sequence as well as reverse sequence, this will be helping you. Okay. So this is the way you can write alphabets. So hope everyone can take a screenshot of this particular one. This is how we are representing alphabets, and while doing alpha-numeric series also, this particular one will be helpful. Okay, so let's move to the next question. You can keep this alphabet series near you right now. You can write and copy, keep it near you, because for the upcoming questions, we need this alphabetic series, okay, or alphabet representation we want. So it's another easy question actually. Coding in backward sequence, name is coded as MZLD, because instead of N, we use M. Instead of A, we use the Z. But the word which I used is, I'm going to change this word. Okay, so how will you code cat? That is my question. You can put your responses in the chat. If name is coded as MZLD, then how will you code cat? Okay, how will you code cat? Go ahead, go ahead. Coding in backward sequence. You can put your responses in the chat. So let me write it over here. This is name, N-A-M-E. So here, corresponding letters, N minus 1, that is M. A minus 1, actually this is in a loop, assume like that. So A minus 1, that is Z. So M minus 1 is L here. E minus 1 is D here. So everywhere M minus 1 is happening. So this is a backward sequence. Similarly, we go on for cat. Okay, cat. It will start with B minus 1. A, already we know that. Z. T minus 1. Okay, that is S. B Z S. Angel, very good. Is the Shamil? Is multiple selection questions for Nata? So far, no question from that particular type. Okay. Multiple choice question is only there so far. So over here, coding based on skip the sequence, now you can try. So these things will be acting as a logic for solving questions from this particular type. What will act as logic? These are the basic ideas. Okay. So these things you need to be keep in mind. So you can easily connect answers. Okay. You can easily connect answers. So I'm waiting for your replies. Everyone. Earlier it's Angel, Rega. Were right? Okay. Hi, Angel. Good. So everyone can put your response in the chat. I'm eagerly waiting for your responses. So over here in this question, fact, F-A-C-T, fact. Fact can be coded like I-D-F-W. Okay, fact can be coded as I-D-F-W. So just keep that alphabets. Okay, let me take it. I'll be taking that alphabet. So every time keep it near you. Every time keep it near you. It will helping you to solve questions very easily. Okay. So over here in this question, you can spot this is the place where F. Okay. So instead of F, we are using I. That means 3 letters apart. Instead of A, we are using D, 3 letters. Instead of C, C is the third one. And we are using F, that is 3 letters apart. Instead of T, we are using W. T is 20, 23, 3 letters apart. So now the word is deep, D-E-E-P. Okay, so 3 letters. 3 letters. Okay, so D plus 3, G. E plus 3, H, both H. P plus 3, S. G, H, H, S. So always keep this particular figure with you. It is easy to solve questions. So let's move to the next one. It's another type, coding by analogy method. Okay, so now you guys can solve this question and put your response in the chat. Earlier it is Angel and Shamil were right. Very good. So over here, RPTFA stands for blade. Okay, RPTFA stands for blade. Then how will you code bail? Okay, so that means blade can be written as R P T F A. Actually, I'm giving you the time and space for solving this question. That is why I'm just reading all these things in a slower manner. Okay, so I'm just giving you time and space to solve this question. So I want all of you to solve this. So how will you code bail? Okay, so over here, first of all, we want B. Instead of B, we are using R. Instead of A, we are using T. Instead of L, sorry, this is RP. So instead of L, we are using P. Instead of E, we are using A. Angel, good. RTPA is the right answer. Okay, so let's try another coding question. Another coding question means another type. Actually, we are discussing different types of coding. Okay, if cages are called rockets. Okay, you can read the question. Okay, along with me. If cages are called rockets, rockets are called traps. Traps are called planets. Planets are called aeroplanes. Aeroplanes are called cycles. Cycles are called cars. What is Earth? What is Earth? Okay, done. See, assume like that. It is an another planet or if it is an another area in Earth. Okay, somewhere inside Amazon. And their cages are called rockets. If a dog is inside a cage, they will call that dog is inside a rocket. Their rockets are called traps. When a rocket is going, they will be saying like that. Traps are flying. Okay, and traps are called planets. So they will be calling trap trap for planet for catching rat. Okay, that is a planet for catching rats. Okay, in that way. So planets are called aeroplanes. For them, planet Mars is not like that. They will be having aeroplane Mars. Okay, so if a person bought an aeroplane, like a billionaire buying an aeroplane, everyone call that he bought a cycle. Okay, and if a person bought a cycle, they will tell that he bought a car. Okay, in that way that planet is going. So for them, planets are called aeroplanes. So the question is, what is Earth? Earth is a planet. For them, it is aeroplane. And Angel and Drawforge is right over here. Very good. So let's try another question. Very, very, very simple question. if temperature is coded as Arithmetic, okay, difficult to pronounce. So how will you code education? Okay, how will you code education? So temperature, you guys can put the responses in the chat. Temperature. Temperature. Temperature is coded as. Actually, its drawing is actually like this. E comes here. R comes here. Okay. U comes here. T comes here. In the same way, A comes here. R. Actually, this is reversed. E, M, E, T. The relation map will be looks like this. So over here, just reverse the letters. That is enough. No, ita, kude. That's enough. Okay, no, ita, kude is not enough. And Shamil given it right. Very good. Very simple one. So now you guys can solve this question. Try this question. In a certain code, if tail is written as 38, then how will you code came using the same scheme? So in THiNC Institute of Design YouTube channel, there you can find playlist. Okay. So Nata sprint playlist you can find. In the playlist, you can find already done Nata sprint sessions. Okay. Nata sprint playlist is available. So there you can find almost all the topics already we had covered in all the what topics over here. Like in the non-verbal reasoning, we had completed everything already, and you can find the non-verbal reasoning sessions in the part 2 as well as part 3 and part 5. Okay, there you can find non-verbal reasoning and arithmetic reasoning. You can see from the first session. Part 1 is for arithmetic aptitude, and similarly you can find it on the 4th session, and 6th and 7th session is for arithmetic aptitude. So you can refer all the videos, and you can make a quick watch of all those things in a 2x speed. So you can easily go through everything in a very quicker manner. So why don't we solve this question? Hi, Angel, Shamil. Actually, we need to take the help of this particular one. It will be more handy if we are keeping this every time with us. So it's not a difficult task to write the alphabets and letters in that particular manner. It's quite easy one. So over here, K. First of all, we need to see for tail. T-A-L-E. Okay. First check in the forward position. If it is not meeting our demands, then check in the reverse order. Okay. First of all, we can try in the forward. So this is for 20, A for 1, and L for you can find it like 12, and E you can find it like 5. So it's sum, that is 38. Okay, we are getting it. So now go for K. Now go for K. C is 3, A is 1, M is 13, E is 5. So it is like 18 plus 4, 22. Add all this. 22 is the right answer. Okay, you can expect this in the reverse order also. You can expect the same in the reverse order also. So let's try some other question. 1 second. So I'll be waiting for your replies. You guys can solve this question. Go ahead. You can find the answer. Sober is written as RNADQ. How will you write lotus? Okay. How will you write lotus? That is a question. So I need to know how will you write lotus? Chuk chuk. I think done. Enough time. So let's try. S O B E R, sober, is quadrus R N A D Q. So -1, -1, -1, -1, -1. So just subtract one letter, that is enough. -1. K. Okay. K. So if you want, you can take these alphabets for the help. If you want, you can take the help of these alphabets. Okay, keep it somewhere like this. So over here, K, that is -1, O -1 already being given here, that is N. So in the very next moment, you can remove these options. And there is no need to check for all the letters. Okay, since we have the luxury of options. Very good, Angel and Shamil. So we have luxury of options. So why don't we waste our time? So another question number 2, you can solve it. I'll be looking for your answers. Quick, quick. Very easy question. Very good, very good. Kapil, fine, good, good. Angel, Shamil, Kapil, look, let's have it. So meet, M-E-A-T. Meet is written as T-E-A-M. You can see T comes here, M gone here. No difference. Similarly, bail, B-A-L-E. E comes here, B goes here. A-L. So it is E-A-L-B. Very good. So next, third one, you can try. You can try this question. So earlier it is Angel, E-A-L-B. And Kapil given it right. Very good. Go ahead. Sorry. Try this question. Quick, I'm looking for your answers. Okay, done. HKTG stands for what? Nobody. So actually, we are discussing a very easy topic. So water is written as YCVGT. Done. Yes. So over here, water. 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 So water is written as YCVGT. So over here it's W plus 2. Okay. W plus 2 is Y. A plus 2 is C. T plus 2 is V. E plus 2 is G. R plus 2, that is T. So two letters we need to subtract from H, K, T, G. Because it is in the opposite direction, we need to find. So it is G minus 2, that is E. T minus 2, that is R. K minus 2. Okay. K minus 2, that is I. H minus 2, that is F. So it stands for fire. Okay. Hope it's clear. So next we can try tablecloth. It's just an analogy one. You can try. Question number 4. I'm looking for your answers. Q. Tablecloth. Yeah, it's Kabul also. Very good. TABLECLOTH. I had already given basic ideas about this particular chapter. XEMRANRIXT. Next word is hotel. So whenever you get a question, just look for the letters, and if you can find it in the previous word, then just look for the analogy. Okay. H, you can find that it stands for T. O, you can find that it stands for I. Then next is T, it stands for X. E stands for A. L stands for R. Pixar. Option B, I Angel Biscuit. So let's try another question. Why don't we try a variety? We can start from here. Question number 6 you can solve. Let me see how you are solving it. Go ahead, everyone. Everyone solve. Democratic is written as something else. I am not able to read this. Okay, go ahead. Democratic. Democratic. Okay, democratic. How will you code democratic? Sorry, democratic is already called. How will you code continuous? So those who haven't subscribed our channel, they can subscribe it. Because we are upcoming with similar videos in the upcoming weeks also. EDMORCATCI. Okay, how will you code continuous? First of all, find the code over here. What is the coding? The letters like this. So in this way also we need to think. Over. Next is continuous. 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 So similar pattern you need to copy. So O here, C here. N, T. Again, N, I. U, O. S, U. So it is, you can now check the options. OCNTNI, OCNTNI, UOSU. Okay, actually this is U. So option C is the right answer. Okay, option C. Very good, Angel. So let's try another question. 1 second, we can try. Since we have plenty of questions. You can try question number 16. So this is your question. Go ahead, guys. A refrigerator is called as rotary giraffe. Okay. Hardly difficult to pronounce. So this is coding. So just try this one. So how will you code? Which word from the following would be coded as this particular phrase? Okay. See, actually, you can find the relation between them. See, actually, it is written in reverse order. Okay. So simply writing this particular one in the reverse order will take you to the answer. Simply writing these things, yeah, ammunition. Ammunition is the right answer. And option C, very good. Shamila and Angel, good. So let's try another question. Question number 18 now you can try. Builder is written as a particular phrase over here. How is ceiling is written in that code? How is ceiling? Try to solve. After this, we will be moving to number series. After this question, we will be moving to the next topic, that is number series. We can try number series questions after this. So builder is written in a particular fashion over here. So I'm writing here builder, BUILDER. So builder is written as JVC KSFE. So obviously L minus 1 is K. L minus 1 is K. B plus 1. I plus 1 is J. U plus 1 is V. So these are in a relation like this. So just focus on these kinds of relations. So D plus 1 is E, R plus 1 is S, E plus 1 is F. So here a plus 1 relation, here a plus 1 relation, and in the center there is a minus 1 relation. Same is going to be applied in ceiling. S, E, A, L, I, N, G. So the middle letter is L. So L minus 1, that is K. So it will start with B because this is plus 1. So E plus 1, F, S plus 1, T. Similarly, G plus 1, H, N plus 1, O, I plus 1, J. So answer is BFT, KHOJ. BFT, KHOJ. So just keep these logics in mind while solving questions from this particular chapter, because these are different logics. You can expect any of the logic for your exam. So now we will be moving to number series. So we can try a few questions in number series. Hope everyone familiar with what a number series is. So let's try here. Which number will be coming in that dash? You can put your responses in the chat. Which number will be coming in that dash? Angel, Navya, all others can put your answers in the chat. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. And who will be coming here? Okay. Actually, this is a kind of series called prime series. So this is prime numbers. So the next prime number is 17. It is going to replace here. So right answer is 17. Very good. Now you guys can solve this question. Who will be coming here? Here it is Angel and Navya given it right. So 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19. What kind of series it is? Actually, we had learned similar series in our 10th grade. This is called arithmetic progression. Okay, arithmetic progression. So over here, there will be a common difference. There will be a common difference like this. 3. So the difference will be a constant number 3. Okay. In terms of arithmetic progression, we call this number as common difference. Okay. So if a question comes, this is 25 is the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th term. 8th term is 25 actually here. So if a question comes, find the 17th term. How will you find? This is the first term and this is the 8th term, and we want to find the 17th term. I want all of you to solve this question. Find the 17th term in this series. Okay. So this is arithmetic progression. So find the 17th term. Nth term of an arithmetic progression is T1 plus N minus 1 into D. D is the common difference. Okay. D is the common difference. So we here, first term is 4. We want to find the 17th term, isn't it? So 17 minus 1 into common difference, that is 3. So that is 4 plus 16 into 3. Okay, 16 into 3, that is 48. 4 plus 48 is asked. So that is 52. Here, yeah, fine. I can find the answers of Navya, Angel, everyone. Very good, very good. So that is a case of arithmetic progression. If you want, you can take screenshots of all these things. So let's try another question. 2, 10, 26, 50, 82. Actually, we are learning new logics. Okay. So these logics will be there in our brain when a question in the exam comes. So when that question comes, we can think about which logics to use. So the brain is having a number of logics. So if it is a new logic which is coming in the exam. So we had already had the previous knowledges. So we will club the previous knowledges and we will create a new logic. Okay, that will take us to answer 2, 10, 26, 8, 50, 82. First of all, just look for the differences. Okay, first of all, this is being increasing. Just look for differences. So this is 8. This is 16. And this is 24. Okay. And this is 32. Okay. What will be the next difference? And let me go for one more round. 8. 8. 8. Okay. A series inside a series. So go for a plus 8. Okay. So that means we need to add 40 here. Okay. So 82 plus 40, 122. Navya as well as Angel were right. Very good. So why don't we try another question? 15, 16, 19, 28, 55. 15, 16, 19, 28, 55. Which number will be coming next? Solve this. Quick, quick. I'm looking for your answers. 15, 16, 19, 28, 55. Which number is coming next? Okay, let's solve. Let's look for the difference. Actually, this is 1. This is 3. And over here, this is 9. And over here, this is 27. So over here, you can find like what will be the next one. Okay. So different ways we can think. This is 3 raised to 0, 3 raised to 1, 3 raised to 2. This is 3 raised to 3. Okay, we are looking for 3 raised to 4 as the difference. So it will be 81 here plus 81. That is 136. So 136 will be the answer. Okay, 136. Navya and Angel, good, good. So over here, in this way we can think, or you can think that difference into 3. Difference into 3. Difference into 3. Difference into 3. In this way also we can think. Okay, different ways of thoughts are possible. So let's try another question. 2, 3, 5, 11, 35. Who will be coming next? Two, 3, 5, 11, 35. Who is going to replace this dash? Who will be coming in place of this question mark? 2, 3, 5. So actually, we are collecting logics here. Beyond solving a question, we are collecting logics. So as much as logics you are collecting, that will help you to solve questions in the exam hall in a very quick manner. Okay, we want somewhat of logics to solve a question. So already if you have 2 logics in your mind, and if you can club that 2 logics and derive a new one, sometimes it could be the exact logic for the question asking in the exam. Okay, so we need to have all the basic logics. So we will be focusing basic logics in this session. So over here, let's see the differences. 1, 2, 6, and this is 24. So what is the logic behind this question? Actually, this 1 into 2, that is 2. This 2 into 3, that is 6. This 6 into 4 is 24. So next time, 24 into 5, that is we are looking. So 24 into 5, that is equal to 120. We need to add 120 next time. 35 plus 120, as like Navya commented here, it is 155. So right answer is 155. So keep this logic in mind. Our logic of this format. See, if we write it here, This is 1 into 2. Next. 2 into 3. Next. 6 into 4. So the answer is 24 into 5. You can focus over here. Okay. So this is how that logic is coming. So let's try another question. So 358, 13, 21. 358, 13, 21. Who will be coming next? 358, 13, 21. Who will be coming next? That is what the question is. Angel. Others. Very simple logic actually. Okay. Very simple logic. You can read the logic here. Every third number can be the sum of the preceding two numbers. That is the logic. Every third number can be the sum of the preceding two numbers. So 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. So over here, 3 plus 5, 8. 8 plus 5, 13. 8 plus 13, 21. Answer is 13 plus 21, 34. Angel and now we are given it right. Very good. So let's try another question. 1, 2, 2, 4, 8, 32. Who will be coming in place of that question mark? So 1, 2, 2, 4, 8, 3, 2. So these kinds of questions you can expect for Nata. Okay. These kinds of number series questions you can expect for Nata. Okay. Okay, let's do this question. So actually this is products. Okay, 1, 2, 2 into 2, 4, 2 into 4, 8, 4 into 8, 32. Next is 8 into 32, 256. Okay, that is the right answer. 8 into 32, that is what we need to find next. So let's move to the next question. See, it's somewhat like a geometry progression. We need to look for a common ratio. 5, 15, 45, 135. Who is going to come next? That is a question. Who is going to come next? Chuk, chuk. So actually, we are just giving an exercise to the brain by solving these questions. So when you solve these questions, these things will remain in your brain because you had already get an exposure to these things. So it will remain in your brain, and whenever you see similar questions in the exam hall, easily connections will be established. Okay, easily connections will be established in your brain. So let's solve this question. What is the relation here? So I want all of you to solve and put your responses in the chat. So 5 and 15. 5 and 15. So common ratio 15 by 5. That is 3. 45 and 15. 45 by 15. That is 3. Actually, this number into 3 is here. Into 3. So obviously, this is into 3. So 135 into 3. 405 is the right answer. Navya and Angel given right once again over here. Very good. So let's try another type. That is alpha-numeric. That is what we are going to do. So first of all, we can start with the alphabetic one. Since I think you guys are having that alphabet series. Okay. So this will be helping here also for solving question. G, H, J, M. Every time keep this with you. So those who haven't subscribed our channel, please subscribe. So because we are in the upcoming weeks also, we will be updating with videos regarding the topics which is going to become in the Nata. In the every week we are coming up with videos. So similarly, we will be coming related Nata admission related process and everything will be updated in this channel. So it will be helping you to join in your courses in a hassle-free manner. Right guidance will be given through this particular channel. We have a dedicated wing for research in this particular admission related things. So for your queries, you can note the number which is given in the live chat. Okay. You can note the number which is given in the live chat. And you can ask any doubts related to Nata and as well as JEE to the ThiNC people. They'll be giving you a very clear idea. And for the annotated copies of these PDFs, you can contact in the number given in the chat. They will be make those annotated PDFs available to you. So Navya, Angel, Shamil, everyone come up with the answers. So after G, obviously H, okay, one letter. After H, we are expecting I. J is here. Also, two letter difference. K, L, M, three letter. Next time we want four letter. So M plus 4, N, O, P, Q. So Q is the right answer. Which option? Option C. Option C, Q is the right answer, and all the three given it right. Okay, Navya, Angel, and Shamil, everyone. Good. Why don't we try this question now? BF, CH, question mark, HOLT. Solve this. Let me see how you guys are solving and how fast you guys are solving this question. What will come in place of question mark in the following series? BF, CH, question mark, HOLT. Okay, let's try. Do you need to have that alphabets? Then you can keep it. I will take this to every page. Okay, because that much important is this particular one, and writing in this format is very much important. So B, after B, one letter, C. After H, how many letters are there? H, I, J, K, L. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here 4 letters. Okay. So one letter, 4 letter. So whenever we see like this, just think that here it will be plus 2. So here it will be plus 3. So which letter is coming here? C plus 2. C plus 2. D, E. So it should start with E. Okay, E plus 3 is H. Okay, you can find that. 6, 7, 8. E plus 3 is H. You can easily find it. So we got the first letter and we got the answer. EK. Okay, even though, I'll be going into the next level. Angel, very good, very good. Okay, even though I'll be going to the next level. Next level means BF. F, H, where is F? 6, H is 8, plus 2. O, T, where is O? Where is T? 15. T is 20, 5. Again, I'm expecting here plus 3. I'm expecting here plus 4. So H plus 3. Where is H? 11. Sorry. H is 8th. 8 plus 4. Sorry, 8 plus 3. That is what want. So 8 plus 3, that is 11. 11th letter is K. So it is EK. In this way, we are solving this. Why don't we solve this one now? D, C, X, W, F, E, B, U. Sanjana, tips. For the Nata, based on the responses which I got from my students, it is better to concentrate on questions from non-verbal reasoning first. Okay, so first of all, you need to solve all the non-verbal reasoning questions. So you will be getting an edge. Okay, at that time, you will be getting a conference to solve arithmetic questions. Don't miss any arithmetic questions. Go through all the arithmetic questions. Actually, this is in the last minute. I think you guys are having a better idea about non-verbal. So don't waste time much on non-verbal questions on today. Okay, because you already know the non-verbal things. If you want a revision of non-verbal things, you can find our playlist. Okay, in that you can find 3 videos, and in which topic you felt you are uncomfortable, you can refer that session only. Okay, because we have only limited time, so pay much more attention on arc awareness. That is very important. Okay, arc awareness is very much important. See, you guys can solve non-verbal reasoning questions very easily, and arithmetic questions. Even in the last moment, it is difficult to make much changes, even though you can revise all the topics from our playlist. Arc awareness, read everything. Okay, so if possible, read everything in your materials. Okay, if a material you have. So okay, all the best, all the best, all. Actually, I will be having a 1 more hour of session. At the end, I will be wishing everyone. So, plenty is having that. See, actually, if you want to know the scores or the highest scores, top, you can look into THiNC Institute of Design. THiNC Institute of Design Instagram page. Okay, design Instagram page. You can find a trend of top scores. Okay, you can find a trend of top scores there. See, I think I just find 169, 171, all those marks in that page, because since I'm a part of THiNC, I will be getting proper notification. So you guys can also visit that particular Instagram page, that is THiNC Institute of Design. Okay, and you can follow that particular Instagram page for further updates regarding your results, and everything will be come as a post in that particular channel. Okay, Sanjana, your first attempt is tomorrow. Okay, fine. Very, very glad to know that. So, we have a question mark in the following series: K1, M3, P5. See, your speed is a must one over here. Okay, so you can compare your speed with others also in this platform over here. So Kiwi is the first one to give the answer. Let's check. Yeah, we didn't check the correctness. We'll be checking it. Go ahead. Check it. K1, M3, P5, T7. Who will be coming next? Who will be coming next? So K to M, how many letters are there? K to M, how many letters? Only 2 letters. Sorry. I'll be start sharing once again. Sorry for the inconvenience happening. Okay, good. So what will come in place of question mark? I think now it is visible. So K plus 2, M plus 2, P plus 2. Oh, 1 second. So K plus 2, that is M. m plus 3. So p plus 4, that is what we want. Okay, p plus 4. Where is p? P is 16. That is t. Very good. It is here. So t plus 5. Value of t is 20. So 25. T plus 5. 25. The 25 is y. Y. Only one or two options. Y9 or Y11. So 1, 3, 5, 7. This is odd numbers. Y9. Okay. The question is asked for Y9. 1, 3, 5, 7. And the next odd number is 9. Okay. See, you thought that it is prime number. Okay. Actually, it is not primes since 1 is included. So 1 is not a prime number. So you can easily spot it is not prime, which is going to ask here. So next, we will be trying this question. What will come in place of that question mark? 2 Z5, 7 Y7, 14 X9, 23 W11, 34 V13. Who is going to come next? Earlier it is Kaustubh, extra task Kiwi. Okay, very good. Kaustubh, I think extra task Kiwi is right. Actually, option A was right in the previous question. Okay, fine. So try this. What will come in place of question mark? 2. Identify the relation. Identify the relation. Okay. See, actually the letters, you can easily spot the relation. So from the letters, you can easily spot. Letter identified. Okay, very good. Okay. Z to Y, -1. Y to X, -1. Alphabets are going in the reverse manner. X to W, -1. W to V, -1. We are looking for left and right of U. Okay. Left and right of U. That is what we are looking for. So which number will be coming in the left of U and right of U? Okay. See, actually, sum of these two numbers, 2 plus 5, 7. Okay. 7 plus 7, 14. And 14 plus 9, 23. 23 plus 11, 34. 34 plus 13, the numbers start with 47. 47U, which is the next number? 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. Odd numbers. So 47U, 15 is the right answer. Angel given it right. Very good. Okay, let's try the next question. We can try few questions from here also. This is the material of THiNC. So 145, 158, 119, 184, 93. We can learn few logics from this also. Okay, actually we are learning logics. Quick. 145, 158, 119, 184, 93. And there comes the question mark. Which number will be coming over there? Okay. That's all. What is the difference? 30. Okay. A 13 is added. What happened here? 158, 119. A 39 is subtracted. Okay. Next. A 65 is added. Okay, 65 is added. Next, another subtraction has happened. Okay. Another subtraction happened. So this is a 91 is being subtracted. Okay. 91 plus 93, that is 84. So just look into the numbers. This is 13 into 1. This is 13 into minus 3. This is 13 into 5. This is 13 into minus 7. So next time it will be 13 into 9. So 13 into 9, what is 13 into 9? For finding 13 into 9, we need to find 13 into 10 minus 13. Okay, that is 13 into 9. We are solving in our mind calculation. We can solve it in this way. 13 into 10 minus 1, that is 13 into 9. So 13 into 10 minus 13, that is 130 minus 13. So here 130 minus 13, that is 117. Okay, 117 plus 13 is 130. So 13 into 9 is 117. We want 93 plus 117. Okay, that is Kiwi, very good, very good. Okay, the right answer is option B, 210. Angel given it right, very good. So another interesting logic is here. 143, 151, 158, 172, 172, 182. Who is coming next? Another interesting logic. Okay, it's an interesting logic behind this. Just try this question. Try this. After this, we can look into blood relations. Okay, so 143. See, add the digits. 1, 4, 3. 1 plus 4 plus 3. That is 8. Add 8 with this. You will be getting 151. 1 plus 5 plus 1. 1 plus 5 plus 1. 7. Add this 7 here. You will be getting 158. Okay. 1 plus 5 plus 8. That is 14. Okay. Add that 14 with this. Okay. Add that 14 with this. You will be getting 172. I hope a new logic. Okay. You got a new logic, I think. So 1 plus 7 plus 2. 10. Plus 10, 182. So next time it is 1 plus 8, 9, 9 plus 2, 11. So 182 plus 11, 193. Hi, Angel. 193 is the right answer. Now we can look into blood relation and let's see how we will solve questions from blood relation. Okay. So actually in between blood relation, actually we have a simple topics, 2 more simple topics. After that, we can come to blood relation, I think. So we can try some odd one questions. See, choose the odd one out. Another important type of question we can expect in Nata. Odd one. One among the numbers is different. Identify that number. Okay, you guys only need to identify that number and just put it in the chat. Odd one. Okay. Solve it. Identify the odd one here. All. I want all of you to solve this question because this will be exercise for a brain exercise, all these things. So 18, 54, 45, 55. Actually, you can find this. This is a multiple of 9. Multiple of 9. Obviously, multiple of 3 too. Multiple of 9. D. Very good, Angel. Try question number 2 now. Okay, it's not having any arithmetic relation, even though this is an odd one question. So just try beneath, on top, huge, above. English vocabulary you can use. Can use your English vocabulary over here. Q. Done. So what is the odd one here? Yeah, very good all. Huge is the different one. Okay, huge is the different word. Others are showing the position. This one is showing the some like weight. You can try the third one. You're only discussing few questions from, because this is an easy topic. So we'll be discussing only few questions. You can try the third one. 253, 473, 143, 633. Solve the question number 3. Solve this question number 3. Identify the relation. Extra task, we can have a look. Jeffrey. I think that was for a previous question. Okay, fine. Angel. Kiwi. Okay, over here. Actually, this is 2 plus 3, 5. 1 plus 3, 4. 4 plus 3, 7. 6 plus 3. Actually, this number need to be 693. So, D. Angel and Kiwi were right. Venus is a planet. Moon is a satellite. Jupiter is a black hole. Sun is a task. Sorry, is a star. Okay, I was just reading extra task, Kiwi's task. Okay, try this question. Done. Jupiter is a planet. Okay, basic GK. Jupiter is a planet. So why don't we try 5? See, actually, these things are having a direct or indirect applications of the things which we learned from the topics like series as well as coding and decoding. These are having a direct or indirect connection. So now you guys can solve this. So those who haven't subscribed our channel, they can subscribe, because we are going to come up with similar content in the upcoming weeks also. And your Nata related videos like admission process and everything will be updated in this channel. So just have a look in our previous videos also. Nata Sprint 1 to Nata Sprint 7 is available here, and the subjects which we are discussing in that has been mentioned in the thumbnail very clearly. So you can look into the subjects and you can choose the which one you need a revision. Go for a 2x speed and get revised as quick as possible. Why don't we look into the answers? So Angel, Jeffrey. So over here, KQ, SZ, DJ, RX. So we need to establish relations. So K and Q, the distance is 6 letters. D and J. D and J, the difference is 6 letters. R and X, difference is 8 letters. S and Z, how much letters? S and Z. Okay, you can have a look. S and Z. S is the 19th letter. Okay, so 19 plus 6. We want Y. Okay, so it should be S, Y. So right answer is option C. Yes, is it? That is the odd one here. Okay, that's it about odd one. So now we can try some questions from analogies. So which of the given options is correct with respect to given pair? Okay, next is analogy. Oh, so fast. Earlier it is Jeffrey, Shamil, extra task, everyone given it right. So this is analogy questions. So fire is connected to death in a certain manner. In that way, you need to connect over here. So which of the given options is correct with respect to the given pair? So fire, death. If fire happens, then it results in death. Okay. If hunger is there, it results in starvation. Very good. Kiwi, Shias, good. So a little bit GK. Angel, good, good, good. Little bit GK. Find out the odd one out from the given options. Find out the odd one out from the given options. Little bit GK. Kathakali, Kerala. Mohiniyattam, Tamil Nadu. Satriya, Assam. Kuchipudi, Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Very good. Actually, Mohiniyattam belongs to Kerala. Okay. Bharatanatyam belongs to Tamil Nadu. Okay, that's it. So that's it. Now we can try this one. This is actually our area. 27 is 3. 64 is what? 27 is 3. 64 is what? Q. I'm eagerly waiting for your answers. So you guys can contact in the number given in the chat for the annotated copies of this PDF and any queries regarding your admissions after Nata and how much scores record. All those queries you can directly ask in that particular number. And for joining in our upcoming crash course batches, you can use that particular number for the contact. Soon we will be starting crash courses. Okay, already plenty of batches are running. So we will be starting crash batches by the next weeks also. So you guys can join those batches through the numbers provided in the chat. 20 days crash batches are there. So over here, it's very simple. 27, 3 cube. 64, 4 cube. Option B. Okay, very good. Kiwi, Angel, Shias, everyone, very good. Option B. So let's try another topic. We can now go for blood relation. So blood relation, first of all, we need to learn some basic things. That means representation of relations, like a family tree. Hope everyone aware about the names of relatives. Okay, if you are not clear, you will be getting aware about those things once the result is available. Okay, known and unknown relatives will be calling you at that moment. So son of brother, that is nephew. Okay, I'm just pointing out few relations. Son of brother is nephew. Daughter of brother, that is called niece. And I hope you know that it's a sister-in-law. And many relations you are very much familiar. Uncle, aunt, brother. Just have a look. If you have issue, you just pause and look. Okay. So hope you know that who is a cousin. Okay. Who is a cousin and all this, who is uncle. All these things you just need to keep it in mind. I'm just going to give the basic idea of this particular chapter. I'm going to give the basic essence. So now we can look into the tip of solving this question. We need to have a holistic understanding of the question from this particular chapter. For that, we need to represent them in a diagrammatic manner. So it will be giving you a very good hold over the questions. Okay, it will be giving you a very good hold over the questions. So let's try. So in this particular area, we will represent female characters like circle, and male characters we use squares. Okay, for male characters. And for representing siblings, we will be drawing it like this. Okay, so this is brother sister. Okay, brother sister relations we are drawing like this. So husband and wife, we are drawing it like this, 2 lines. This is for husband and wife. And with this, we are creating other relations like grandfather, so this couple is having a daughter as well as son, so it can be represented like this, and his father can be represented like this, and his mother can be represented like this. So her father can be represented like this, her mother can be represented like this, and her brother can be represented like this. And if they have another sister, you can represent like this. Okay, so this is how representation of that family tree is progressing. While solving a question, you will be getting a very good clarity on this particular topic. So this is your question. Pointing towards a photograph, Mr. Sharma said, she is the only daughter of mother of my brother's sister. How is Mr. Sharma related to the lady in the photograph? Pointing towards a photo. Actually, 3 types of questions are there in this particular chapter. Okay, in blood relation, there are 3 kinds of questions. We will be looking into all the 3 kinds. Okay, we'll be looking into all the 3 kinds of questions. So, pointing towards a photograph, Mr. Sharma said, she is the only daughter of mother of my brother's sister. How is Mr. Sharma related to the lady in the photograph? How is Mr. Sharma? Okay, so just we can have a look into the relations. So over here, pointing towards a photograph, Mr. Sharma. So this is Mr. Sharma. Sorry. Mr. Sharma. That means Sharma is male. From that we can find Sharma is male. Mr. Sharma. Okay. So Mr. Sharma said, she is the only daughter of mother of my brother's sister. So Sharma's brother, obviously me. Sharma's brother's sister. Actually, this is Sharma's sister too. Okay. Anyway, Sharma's brother's sister. She is the only daughter of mother of Sharma's brother's sister. So this is Sharma's brother's sister's mother. Okay. Actually, she is Sharma's mother and Sharma's brother's mother. Okay. So we just represented that relation in a pictorial form like this. So now look into the question. How is Mr. Sharma related to the lady? Mr. Sharma is the brother of the lady. In fact, the question was like this. How the lady related to Mr. Sharma? Then lady is the sister of Mr. Sharma and option B will be right. And here comes the twist. Here comes the twist. Why? Mr. Sharma is the brother of the lady and that brother is not in the option. Okay. This is the confusion, or this is a level of confusion that can be happens in this particular chapter. Okay. So you can expect these kinds of traps. Okay. These kinds of traps in the question paper. you guys found the right answer, but in an opposite way. Okay, so we need to understand the demand of the question first. Even English grammar is very much important in solving these kinds of questions. So next question. You will be definitely having options. Okay, now you just adjust with a question, not having an option. So at that moment, you will be given the luxury of options. So Q is the brother of C, and C is sister of Q. R and D are brother and sister. R and D are brother and sister. R is the son of A, while A and C are wife and husband. How Q related with the D? How Q related with the D? So you guys can refer to our previous videos for quick revision for tomorrow's exam. And you can check into THiNC Institute of Design YouTube channel. And there you could get Nata Sprint playlist. So in the first Nata Sprint, you can find topics like Arithmetic Aptitude, Drawing, and Arc Awareness. Actually, I had taken Arithmetic Aptitude as well as Nonverbal Reasoning. So the complete topics of Nonverbal Reasoning is already being over. And I think with this session, we could finish all the arithmetic topics also. Okay, I think so. If it is not finishing by this week, we will be trying it on the next week. But I will try to finish it by today itself. So just use these videos for a quick revision. Okay, done. Let's solve this question. Let's make the diagrammatic view. Fine, Angel. Others, just put it in the chat. So just make the diagram. Q is the brother of C. Q is the brother of C. We don't know the gender of C by this statement, but next statement is given. C is the sister of Q. Okay, done. Then R and D are brother and sister. R and D are brother and sister. Okay, we can just simply have R and D here. R and D are brother and sister. By this statement, we don't know who is brother, who is sister. Let's look for the next one. R is the son of A. So R is male. Okay, R is the son of A. So that relation is established. While A and C are husband and wife. So A and C is the wife. So A will be the husband. Okay. So already. So A and C are husband and wife. Next. So R and D are brother and sister. We already know that. So fine. So how is Q related with D? Q is the brother of D's mother. That is, Q is the uncle. Q is the uncle of D. Very good, Shamil. Very good. Okay, over here, Angel, Kiwi, Shivani, Shamil, everyone given it right. Very good. So let's try the third type. Okay, this is the third type of question. And I'll be getting you a shortcut for this type. Okay, I'll be getting a shortcut for this type also. So P cross Q means P is the brother of Q. P minus Q means P is the sister of Q. P plus Q means P is the father of Q. P divided by Q means P is the mother of Q. And you have 5 options. And from that, you need to spot the right answer. Okay, 5 options are there. And from there, you need to spot the right answer. Okay, done. So just what is the demand of the question? Which of the following options is a presentation of M is the nephew of N. Okay, M is the nephew. Nephew means it's a male. Okay, if it is niece, it is female. If it is nephew, then it is male. So M is the nephew and it is a male. So M needs to be male. Let's take option A. Actually drawing option A, B, C and D. And after checking that relation, will give you the answer. But it is a time consuming one. Okay. So anyway, we will be drawing the first option. So N is the sister. Because N minus K, so N is the sister of K and K is the father of M. Actually, we can't find the gender here. Okay, we can't find the gender here. So this option is wrong. Can you find the gender in this option? Obviously not. Can you find it over here? Obviously not. Let's try option B. So again, N is the sister of K is the father of M, and M is the brother of T. M is the brother of T. That means in this option, we can find the gender of M. So M is a male here. Okay, M is a male here. Now, let's check. What is the question? M is the nephew of N. Yes, N's brother's son is M. So M is obviously the nephew of N. So right answer is option D. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, we need to know that it is male. Okay, gender is important. Gender is important. Actually, this representation means it can be nephew or niece. Okay, so see, if I draw an option like that, it will make a confusion. So this is, in this figure, we can't confirm it is nephew or niece. We need a clear idea for that option B. So let's see some question from directions. So directions, only basic directional map you need to know. North, south, east, west. And in addition to that, north is there, southwest, northwest, southeast. You can have a look into the directions. Now, hope everyone know the Pythagoras theorem. Anyway, I'll be making you remind those things in the questions. So let's solve this question. Raman walked 2 kilometers west from his office and then turned south, covering 4 kilometers. Okay. And then, so finally, he walked. Actually, this is walked. I miss an L here. Finally, he walked 3 kilometers towards east and again moved 1 kilometer west. How far is Raman from his initial position? Solve this. Solve this question. Hi, Angel, others. See, first of all, when I'm solving these questions, it's better to keep a direction map like this. North, south, in order to avoid confusions. So now let's see. Raman walked 2 kilometers west. 2 kilometers west. And turned south. And turned south 4 kilometers. And finally, he walked 3 kilometers towards east again. 3 kilometers means 2 kilometers here, 1 kilometer here. The entire distance is 3. The entire distance is 3. Okay. So after that, he just moved 1 kilometer west. So he is coming back another 1 kilometer. Now he is standing here. What is the question? How far is Raman from his starting point or initial point? This is the distance which is asked. 4. Very good. Angel, Shamil, Sharavanan, She asked. I think this is after a long time I'm seeing Sharavanan over here once again. Okay, fine. So now let's try this question. Rashmi walks 10 kilometer towards north. She walks 6 kilometer towards south. From here, she moves 3 kilometer towards east. How far and in which direction is she with the reference to her starting point? I think Angel is following this particular session from the first sprint onwards, I think. So Angel is very actively a part of this. Okay. I'm appreciating that. So over here, Rashmi walks 10 kilometers towards north. She walks 6 kilometers towards south. Then from here, she moves 3 kilometers towards east. How far and in which direction is she with reference? Yeah, welcome, Angel. Okay, with reference to her starting point. Okay. Kiwi, we can have a look into it. Angel. Yes. Fine, fine. So Rashmi walks 10 kilometers towards north. Okay. So I think a little bit more. So Rashmi walks 10 kilometers towards north. This is north, south, east, west. And this is how Rashmi is walking. 10 kilometers. She walked towards north. Then she walks 6 kilometers towards south. So 6 covered. So now the balance is 4 with us. Now he's here. And from here, she moves 3 kilometers towards east. 3, Pythagoras theorem, 4 and 3. So how far and in which direction she is with reference to the starting point? So this is a starting point and this is our position now. So this is 3 square plus 4 square. That is 5. So 5 kilometer, in which direction it is? Northeast, 5 kilometer northeast. So Kiwi, Angel, Shias, Sharavanan, very good. Option D is the right answer. So let's try another question. You can try this question. It's a little bit long. It's a little bit long question. Point A is 30 meter to the east of point B. Point C is 10 meter to the south of point A. Point D is 15 meter to the west of point C. Point E is exactly in the middle of points D and F. Point D, E, and F lie in a straight line. The length of the DEF is 20 meter. Point F is to the north of point D. Point G is 15 meter to the east of point F. How far and in which direction is point G from point A? Okay, a little bit lengthy question, even though this is easy to solve. I'll be creating some space for solving it. In the meantime, you guys can solve it. Just draw the figure. That is what we record. Just draw the figure. From the figure, pick the answer. Okay. Point A. You guys can solve this. point A is 30 meter to the east of point B. So I think better for me to draw that. So point A is 30 meter to the east of point B. So first of all, we need to know where the point B is. So assume the point B is here, and from point B, it is at a distance of 30 meter. Okay, so here the point A, and the difference or the distance is 30 meter. So after this 30 meter, point A is there. Okay, let's move to the next. Point A is 30 meter to the point east of point B. So if you imagine, this is north, south, this will be east direction. So everywhere we need to imagine like this. So next statement, we can look into the next statement. Point C is 10 meter to the south of point A. So south of point A, 10 meter, point C. Fine. Then up to here, it's over. A point, point D is 15 meter to the west of point C. So over here, this is point D, and this is 15 meter. Okay. So next is point is exactly in the middle of point D. Point D. Sorry, point D is exactly in the middle of point D and F. So we need to find where point D. So exactly in the middle of point D and point F. Point D is 50 meter to the west of point C. Point E is exactly in the middle of point D and F. Point D, E, and F lies in a straight line. Okay, so up to here it is 15 meter. So the length of DEF is 20 meter. So the length of DEF, okay, E is in the middle of this. This is 20 meter. That means 10 here, 10 here, and E will be here because this is 10. So this is also will be 10. So we got DEF up to F. It is now fine. So point F is to the north of point D. Obviously, it's already we got. And point G is 15 meter to the east of point F. Point G is 15 meter. Okay, so it's right above A. And is it over? So how far and in which direction is point G from point A? Very, very simple question. So we got the figure. So this is the apparent positions of A, north, south, east, west. Actually, G is in the north of point A. So how far and in which direction is point G from point A? With respect to A, it is 10 meter north. Let me look into your answers. 10 meter north. Kiwi, Shias, Angel, given it right. Very good. So this is how the questions of this particular chapter. Okay. See, we just discussed different levels. So let's try some questions from seating arrangement next. So seating arrangement is basically of two types. Okay. Seating arrangement is basically of two types. So first of all, how to solve this particular type of question, seating arrangement question, we need to have an idea about the basic figure. So basic figures, if there is linear arrangement, okay, one type is linear arrangement. So if it is towards north, okay, so first of all, make a basic diagram depending upon the number of person. This is looking towards north. And another basic diagram looking towards you. Okay, looking away from you and looking towards you. So this is looking towards the south. And you need to have an idea about left and right. For these kinds of figures, this is left, and this is right. For this is right and this is left. Okay, so B, there need to be having a very good clarity on left and right. Similarly, for circular arrangement also, left and right clarity. Basic figure. If the question is mentioning about 4 people, draw like this. Okay. If the question is mentioning about 6 people, draw like this. If it is about 8 people, this is the basic diagram. Okay. So circular arrangement, which is I am drawing. Above for the circular arrangement, I will be mentioning here. So if it is looking towards the center, okay, if it is looking towards the center, then it will be like this. If the peoples are sitting towards the center, as like we are sitting around a round table, we will be looking like this. So in this particular case, left and right will change at every moment. Here, this is left and this is right. When it comes here, this is right and this is left. Similarly, this is left and this is right. Assume you are a part of this. Over here, this is left and this is right. So everywhere that left and right are changing. Okay, everywhere that left and right are changing. And for the next case, actually, if it is, they are mentioning that you are around an octagonal table, then also the same as like sitting around the circle. Okay, if it is an octagonal table, then also the rules and things are exactly same when we are sitting around a circular table like this. So this is away from the center. I am just drawing 4 only. For the 6, 8, you can refer the figure above. So this is the left, this is the right. This is the left and this is the right. Okay. So these are the basic diagrams. Left, right, left, right. Okay. So you need to have a better idea. Assume that you are a part of this arrangement and you are also sitting inside this. So have a basic idea of this particular one. So let's solve one question. Then, so we can just look into a question of straight row. 6 friends, A, C, D, E, F, and G. So we need to find the position for B. Okay, go ahead. Read the question. Read the question carefully and solve the question. I'm waiting for your responses. Okay, done. So first of all, you need to construct the basic figure. This is so this question need to have a basic diagram. You need to construct that. Then we can look into the answer. It is a time consuming one, obviously. Okay, and you can expect these kinds of questions for your Nata also, because these are very basic kind of topic. Sorry. Okay, so just look into the basic idea of this question. 6 friends. Okay, so we have 6 friends. We don't know in which direction they are looking. Just look for that also. So in a straight line facing north, 6 friends. 1, 2, better give little bit space more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the left side and this is the right side. Okay, better right and left, because P, Q, R, all these things will come, and so we will get confused with the L and R. Okay, sorry. So let's have the look into the question. So 6 friends, A, C, D, E, F and G. Okay, are sitting here. So let's solve this. Facing north, they are waiting for their seventh friend B to join. Exactly 3 people are sitting to the left of A. C is occupying an end seat. So C will be here or here. Okay, we don't know where it is exactly. Okay, C can be here or here. And I think better drawing here. C, we don't know where exactly C is sitting. Let it be there. And F and D are immediate neighbors of G. So this is G. Okay. So F and D, or it will be like G, D, F. One among this format, they will be. So F and G are, I'm just making note of what all the things given in the question. So F and D are immediate neighbors of G. D is sitting in the immediate left of A, and E is second to the right of A. So D is sitting to the immediate left of A. So A can be here. Okay. So I can't. So this arrangement is wrong. So FGDA. Okay, fine. Up to there, it is done. Because I can't place A in place of G. Okay. So this is the arrangement FGDA. So D is sitting to the immediate left of A, and E is second to the right of A. E is second to the right of A. So after A, a blank space, then E. So F, G, D, A, E. Up to here, now it is fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the 6 we are having here. F, G, D, A, E. So 7th one, we need to find the 7th one. So actually we need to place this particular one. If I start with the F, then C will be the next one and E will be the other end. So I think it will be like this. F, G, D, A slash C. Sorry, E. We want 7 positions, is it? So C will be here, 7 position. F, G, D, A, space, E, and that's C. We can write it here. So I think that figure is ready. So the place is vacant here. Here you can put that B. Now let's see the options. 4th to the right of F. 4th to the right of F. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, option A. So option A is the right answer. So after solving one more question, we can wind up for today. And Nishitha ma'am will be taken it after this question. So this is the next model, that is circular arrangement. You can solve question number 2. Okay. So now you guys can solve this question and put it in the chat. Go ahead. Quick. So 7 boys, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6, B7 are sitting around a circular table. So construct circular table. That is the first task. Okay. Whatever given the question, we don't have time to waste in the exam hall. So first of all, whenever you see the circular table, draw a circle while you are reading the question. Draw a circle on the rough sheet And we have 7 people. So just mark 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can have a 7 over here. Enough. That's done. Okay. So let's move to the next. Just read. So sitting around the facing towards the center, we got the direction of arrow. They are facing towards the center. Okay, fine, done. Then B1 is third to the left of B7. Assume a position for B7. Okay, so this is B7. So assume a position for B7, and B1 is third to the left. This is the left side. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So you can place B1 here. So B1 is third to the left of B7. That is over. B4 is to the immediate left. Okay, so immediate left. This is the left. B4 is the immediate left. Done. B2 is the second to the right of B6. B2 is the second to the right of B6. So where we can find B2? We can put B2 here. Okay, this place not good for B2. Because B2 is second to the left of B6. If B2 is here, B6 need to be here. Okay. If B6 here, B2 will be here. So similarly, we need to look for the position of B2 and B6. Second to the left. So if B6 is here, then B2 can be here. Okay. But if it is over here, then also, okay, B6 and B2, now it is settled. I think only 2 positions are remaining. Let's look for that. B6 is not immediate left of B5. So I can't write B5 here. Okay. So this is a position for B5. So only one is remaining. B1, B2, B3. B3, where is B3? B3 is absent. So you can put the B3 here. Now the figure is ready. Who are the immediate neighbors of B3? B6, B4. Which option? B6, B4. Option D. Let me look into your responses. Okay. Okay, fine, good. So B3 and B6 are right. So earlier, Angel given, okay, Angel and Malavika given right. Very good, very good. I think I had exceeded the time. So guys, everyone, wish you all the very best. From here onwards, Nishitha ma'am is joining. So I'll be coming by the next week. I'll be dealing with a thorough roundup of non-verbal reasoning by the next week. A complete sprint I'm having a plan to done in 2 hours. Okay. Anyway, let's see what I can do in the next week. So I think from here onwards, Nishitha ma'am will be taking you guys. So ma'am, now you can take our students from here onwards.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I am architect Nishitha Joshi, back at this live session to discuss some important topics related to Nata with you all. Today's class is also going to be very interesting, just like all of our previous other live classes, live sessions. And I've brought a very interesting topic to discuss with you all today. Let me begin by introducing myself. A lot of you already know me by now because you've followed so many of our live sessions before. I'm architect Nishitha Joshi. I have done my master's in built heritage conservation, and I work with UNESCO towards restoring and conserving World Heritage Sites. I'm a faculty of architectural awareness at THiNC Institute of Design, and I'm also an alumnus of SPA Bhopal. So I think we take up these different topics, which are an important part of the syllabus of JEE Paper 2 and NATA, and decipher, deconstruct, discuss, dissect these topics in front of you all so that you can understand it in a much better and very easy way to prepare yourselves for your upcoming NATA exams. So in today's class also, I've brought a very interesting topic for you all. Let me just share my screen. So I hope you can see it. One of the most prominent or important topics that are a part of Nata syllabus is famous architects and their projects or their works. This includes all the famous buildings and the monuments that have been created throughout history. And so all these topics are connected. Like when you study about any famous architect, the master architects, you also study about their projects. All of their or most of their projects are very famous buildings. So you cover the second topic of famous buildings as well. Every year we see that so many questions are asked regarding famous buildings or famous structures, popular buildings, famous architects. So many questions are related to these topics. And of course, there are so many architects in India and abroad. There's so many architects across the world who have created some change or some important influence in the society through their designs, through their creations. So, of course, it gets very difficult to study each and every architect and to know everything about him, but we try our best to study and take up like maximum of the architects, maximum of them we try to discuss, or at least the most popular ones we try to discuss. So in today's class, I'm going to discuss about architects in two categories. First one is going to be the famous Indian architects, and the second one is going to be some famous international architects. Now, the international architects can be from any country or any part of the world. I have tried to bring in a mix of architects from different countries and different continents, in fact, to give you an idea on how you can prepare for this. So, by the end of this class, we'll understand the pattern in which you can study, because there is so much in the life of an architect that if we start studying everyone's journey and everyone's practice and style of work in detail, we won't be able to complete this till our exams. So we study it in very brief manner. We try to gather all the important information and the famous projects that these architects have done. So let's begin by discussing some of the prominent Indian architects. So I'll follow a pattern here. We learn about the architect, basic things related to him, basic things like where is he from, what is his style of working, maybe from which year to which year was he active in the field of architecture. Some of these architects that I'm going to discuss, they are old architects, like they used to exist at some point. They are no more, but their works are still great examples of architecture. Some of these architects are also living in the present time and are running successful firms. So that is why this time period can give us some context. Then we study about the architectural style in which they design, what inspires them, what is their design philosophy, and some of their famous projects and where you can find them. So we can start with the first one. One of the most prominent Indian architects is B.V. Doshi. B.V. Doshi is very popular because he is the only recipient of the prestigious Pritzker Prize in Architecture. There are numerous prizes, awards in architecture. Some of these are internationally renowned and very well celebrated across the globe. Pritzker is hands down one of the most prestigious awards in architecture. But apart from Pritzker, also there are some more awards like the Aga Khan Award, the Reba Gold Medal, etc., which are of international repute, and uh, they are great honors for architects, people who are practicing architecture. So you need to study about all these awards as well. In the previous years, we have noticed, we've seen that some questions have come related to the awards, like who has award so and so, like who has received so and so award in 2022 or maybe 21. In the recent past, who has received these awards. B.V. Doshi, however, becomes extra special because he's the only one from India to receive this award. He's also a recipient of Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan. He is one of India's greatest architects. Of course, the first one to receive these awards from India. He had worked closely with architectural legends such as Le Corbusier, Anant Raje, and Louis I. Kahn. He also received the famous OAL, or the Ordre des Arts. This is an accolade or an award or an honor given from the French government for his exemplary work. His studio was called Vastushilp in Delhi and was a brutalist and modernist architecture pioneer in India. So when we study about each and every architect, they have their individual styles of work. They have a particular style in which they design their buildings. So B.V. Doshi used to design using a style known as modernism, the modern style of architecture. modern style of architecture that became popular after the Industrial Revolution. With the help of many materials that we got through Industrial Revolution, like steel, cement, concrete, metallic alloys, uh, industrial glass, etc., we started creating new kind of buildings, a new type of architecture evolved, high-rise buildings and skyscrapers came into existence. And the same style was also brought to India after independence by some of the great architects from European and other countries. And then Indian architects also adopted the similar style to create their designs and their buildings. So B.V. Doshi is known to be a pioneer of the modern style of architecture. And modern style also has many sub-styles. So brutalism is one of the sub-styles of modern era. So his style of work was brutalist modern style of architecture. Some of the major or most famous works of B.V. Doshi are IIM Ahmedabad, NIFT, that is National Institute of Fashion Technology, Delhi, CEPT University, Ahmedabad. He was also one of the founding fathers of CEPT. And then Aranya Low Cost Housing Developmental Society. It's also in Gujarat. You can see the image of B.V. Doshi on your screen, and you can also see one of his other famous projects known as Hussain Doshi Gufa. Hussain Doshi Gufa is a great example of brutalist style of modern architecture. So in this manner, in very short, you can understand some basic things about the architect, his style, his ideology, and his famous projects. And I'll be naming a lot of projects throughout this class. Please Google all of these names. Try to look at these buildings, because when you look at the pictures, the information can be retained. You can remember it well after looking at the images. Then next one is Laurie Baker. Laurie Baker is also sometimes known as the Gandhi of architecture. Laurie Baker is known to be one of the most famous architects in India. The legendary architect was known for his unique style of combining low-cost materials and regional practices, that is vernacular architecture, to craft organic buildings that blended seamlessly into the background. He mostly worked for low to middle class households, creating marvels out of the traditional raw materials. He has been awarded Padma Shri, MBE, UN Roll of Honor, etc. So he has also received a lot of awards. There is a training institute known as the Laurie Baker Training Institute or Laurie Baker Center that is present in Kerala, where uh, people who go to attend the workshop are taught how to create sustainable houses and how to create low cost architecture using sustainable materials. So what do you understand by sustainable materials? Sustainable materials are basically all those materials that are environmentally friendly and that can sustain for a long period of time, that also are energy efficient, and they ensure the longevity of the building as well. Okay, so Laurie Baker Center is a place in Kerala which teaches about low cost and sustainable housing, different types of materials like bamboo, like thatch, like mud, that can be used for creating such sustainable buildings. He mostly worked for low to middle class households, creating marvel out of the traditional raw materials, for example, mud and thatch. He has been awarded Padma Shri, MBE, and UN Roll of Honor, etc. So, what can be some of the famous projects of Laurie Baker? Some of his major works are the Indian Coffee House in Trivandrum, the World Leprosy Mission Building, the CDS in Trivandrum, and the Literacy Village. Next famous Indian architect is Sheila Sri Prakash. Sheila Sri Prakash is a multi-talented veteran among Indian architects. She was the first Indian woman to start her own architectural practice in the country. There were women who were in architecture before as well, but they all used to work in other people's offices. She was the first one to start her own independent firm, her own office, or her own practice, creating a huge landmark for women in India, women architects. With over 1,200 projects to her name, she is considered one of the most influential female architects in the globe. Some major works that are done by Shilashri Prakash are Madras Art House, Mahindra World City, Paranur Railway Station. So you can Google all of these names and look at these projects. Try to retain this information, try to remember it. Next famous architect is Brinda Somaya. Brinda Somaya is a very famous architect in present day India. She has a firm in Mumbai. She's Mumbai based. Brinda Somaya is known for astounding vernacular architecture. Vernacular architecture is the key term here. Vernacular, this word means local. So vernacular architecture is sometimes also referred to as traditional architecture, and it is a style of architecture where you use local materials, local construction techniques to construct houses or dwellings in a rural setting. And we use such materials and such construction techniques which are best suited for the region that we are building in. So it is basically climate effective architecture and architecture that is better for a particular region or particular area. So Brinda Somaya is a pioneer of that, the only woman to ever win a Wienerberger Golden Architect Lifetime Award from India. Brinda Somaya started the foundation of her firm at her own backyard because at the time she was beginning her practice, she did not get a lot of support. Of course, later on, as she gained more popularity, she opened her office in Bombay. She's also popular as an urban conservationist. So she takes projects where she makes homes and offices and commercial complexes and all. She also does interiors, but she's also a very famous conservation architect, meaning she restores and conserves historic or heritage buildings or historic urban areas. Some major works done by Brinda Somaya are St. Thomas Cathedral, the Badli village of Bhuj, Nalanda International School, and TCS House. Here you can see one image of other project of hers. This is the Goa Institute of Management, designed by Brinda Somaya. Let's go to the next architect now. He's Charles Correa. Charles Correa is perhaps one of the most famous architects of modern India. As I'm taking this name, can you name some more projects designed by Charles Correa? Four names are already written here. So apart from these four, if you know any famous project designed by Charles Correa, please mention that in the comment section. So he is a very famous architect from modern India. He is known for introducing modern and postmodern architectural marvels to the post-independent India. So modernism had spread around the globe. It started in Europe in the late 18th century, or by mid of 19th century, it spread across Europe, and it slowly spread to the entire world as well. It went to America and other places by the beginning of 20th century. But since India was under the clutches of Britishers, we did not have the artistic liberty or the resources to adopt new architectural styles and to construct new type of buildings. So modern style of architecture came very late to India because of our situation with the Britishers. And after the modern era ended, postmodern era had already began in the world. It had already flourished around the world when we were just starting to receive modernism. So later on, postmodern architectural style also came to India. So Charles Correa is a pioneer who helped a lot in establishing these two international styles in India after independence. His over consists of a wide variety from low-cost housing to high-rise buildings. He received both Padma Shri and Padma Vibhushan for his exemplary work in architecture in India. Some major works done by Charles Correa are the British Council, Delhi, the Mahatma Gandhi Sangrahalaya, Kala Akademi, Kala Academy, Madhya Pradesh Legislative Assembly. And this in this picture is one of his most famous works. Can you name this project in the comment section? I think just by looking at this image, you should be able to identify it since it is such a landmark and famous, remarkable project done by any Indian architect. Please write your answer in the comment section. I'll check it later. For now, I'm telling you, these are the Kanchenjunga apartments, a very high-end apartment building in Mumbai. Next famous architect is Chitra Vishwanath. Chitra Vishwanath is a Bangalore-based architect who has blended ecology and architecture to craft amazing buildings. all around India and the world. She leads the reputed Biome Environment Solutions Private Limited and focuses on earthen architecture and improved upon Laurie Baker's legacy. So Laurie Baker is her idol, and she has followed Laurie Baker's ideals and principles used by Laurie Baker in his projects as well. So we can see the reflection of Laurie Baker's concepts and ideas in Chitra Vishwanath's work as well. Some of her major projects are Spacistic Society of Karnataka, The Yellow Train, Hornbill House, Eklavya, a project done by her, and Govardhan Eco Villages. These are some of her famous works. Please uh, try to learn more about these and try to look at the pictures of all of these projects. Try to read a bit about them. Next famous architect is Shimul Javeri Kadri. Shimul Javeri Kadri is yet another artist who's considered to be one of the best architects in India. Recipient of many awards, including the reputed Prix Versailles, she embraces the school of architecture and design that reflects the harmony of nature, meaning she is interested in biophilic architecture or architecture that mimics the environment or the natural setting. She has conceptualized varied spaces and buildings, including hotels, museums, institutions, and many bungalows. Some of her famous or major works are Nirvana Films, the Dashavtar Hotel, and Synergy Lifestyle Factory. Students, I know that I'm going a bit fast, but since we have paucity of time, since this is a limited time live session, I have to go a bit fast because there are so many architects that I have to discuss about with you all. But if you want to learn more about these architects, if you want to learn more about the different topics that are related to NATA, you need to join our crash batches where we discuss these topics in great detail. Next famous architect is Hashmukh Patel. Hashmukh Patel is one of India's best known architects who was an inevitable part of post-independence architecture, along with Charles Correa, Anant Raje, and Achyut Kanvinde. So these are the three pioneers of modern architecture in India. These three architects were the ones who put in all the efforts to bring in modernity in architecture in India. His works became the symbol. Hashmukh Patel's works became the symbols of India's growth as a young and ambitious nation, and he was also one of the major forces behind the growth of CEPT University. Some major works done by Hashmukh Patel are Reserve Bank of India building in Hyderabad, the Patang Hotel, and Usha Theatre in Rajkot, Gujarat. Next famous architect is Pillu Modi. Pillu Modi is also a well-known politician. People actually know him more as a politician, but he was a very great and very powerful architect. Pillu Modi is yet another famous architect in India. However, he's known more for his political career. He was from Odisha. He was one of the founding members of the Swatantra Party and was a constant in both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha till his death in 1983. He has done some amazing projects, and there is a very famous architecture college in Odisha known after him. That is the Pillu Modi School of Architecture. Some major works done by Sri Pillu Modi are Bharat Bijli Headquarters, the Mukund Iron and Steel Office, Olympus Building, and Engineering Construction Corporation in Chennai. Another great architect from India is Sir Raj Rewal. I think this is a name that all of you already know. Uh, the great works that Raj Rewal has done is not hidden from anyone. We all know that he is a great pioneer of Indian architecture, and he has contributed a lot to architecture and design in the Indian context. Raj Rewal is one of the top architects in India who has designed various public houses and institutional buildings. He was known for his one-of-a-kind style that portrayed buildings much more than a few bricks, and he elevated them into urban narratives which brought out deeper meanings of culture, geometry, and rhythm. Most of his projects are as such that they look like they are submerged with the surroundings, that they are a mix of the surrounding and new construction. Some of the major projects that are done by Raj Rewal are the Parliament Library, the Asian Games Village. Asian Games Village is one of his most famous projects that he had created for the Asian Games that were happening in India in the 90s. the Coal India Complex, the NTPC Tower, and Hall of Nations. Okay, when I was telling about Charles Korea, I forgot about one of his major projects that he has done in Bhopal. Charles Korea has designed Bharat Bhavan Bhopal, which is a mixed-use, multi-purpose performing or art space where multiple exhibitions, theater, plays, activities, workshops go on at the same time. It's a beautiful campus that is present in Bhopal, that is the capital of Madhya Pradesh. Next famous architect is Achyut Kanvinde. Achyut Kanvinde is an uncomparable aesthete of Indian architecture. He was known for his functionalist elements and approaches. His love for blending spaces and forms is what made him stand out of the crowd. He was also a great believer of Vastu Shastra, and he was awarded the Padma Shri for his contribution in the field of architecture and especially post-modern architecture in India. Some of the major works done by Achyut Kanvinde are the ISKCON Temple in New Delhi, IIT Kanpur main building, and the P.K. Kelkar Library at IIT Kanpur. So here you can see the HR Kadim Diwan building. This is one of the oldest buildings in IIT Kanpur campus designed by Achyut Kanvinde. Next famous Indian architect is Bijoy Jain. Bijoy Jain is another famous architect from India who has garnered international attention through his exceptional projects. He's also a visiting faculty of architecture at Yale University. His firm is called Studio Mumbai and is famed for its aesthetic and out-of-the-box concepts and designs. Some major works done by Bijoy Jain are Utsav House in Mumbai, the Bamboo MP Pavilion, and the Tara House in Mumbai. Next famous architect is Anant Raje. Anant Raje is yet another titan of Indian architecture and design. A student of Louis I. Kahn. Louis I. Kahn is a very famous architect. He was a foreigner, but he has done some projects in India as well, which makes him a very influential architect in India too. And many famous Indian architects are the ones who have either been the student of Louis I. Kahn or as an intern, they have worked with him for some of his famous projects. Like B.Des had also worked with Louis I. Kahn to a great extent, and B.Des was also part of the designing team of IIM Ahmedabad. As a student or as an intern, he has learned under Louis I. Kahn. So Anant Raje is also someone who was a student of Louis I. Kahn, and his works reflected the vernacular styles and also was a proponent of modern fusion with traditional elements. Students, one more thing is that if you have any doubts or any questions in between, you can also comment them in the live chat. Please ask your questions, or if you have anything else to, like any queries, you can let me know. I'm here to clear your doubts as well. Some famous works done by Anant Raje are the Indian Institute of Forest Management in Bhopal, and the Museum of Minerals, MICA, Ahmedabad building. MICA is an organization, and the Indian Statistical Institute building. Next famous architect is Bimal Patel. Bimal Patel is one of the most sought after contemporary architects of our time. Bimal Patel was born in Gujarat and he is the president of CEPT University at the moment. His exemplary works in Indian urban planning and design is rooted in vernacular aesthetics. He is also a recipient of the Padma Shri. Some major works done by Bimal Patel. Some major works done by Bimal Patel are Gujarat High Court, Sabarmati Riverfront Development Project, and redevelopment of Mumbai Eastern Waterfront. Most famous work done by him is definitely Sabarmati Riverfront Development Project, because that has recently been done a few years ago, and it was also very controversial when it was happening, and it was in a lot of limelight and news. So Bimal Patel is famous for this and a lot of other things too. Someone is asking what is an easy way to memorize these. I know that I'm taking the names of so many architects and they must be new for you. And just imagine right now I'm only mentioning some Indian architects. We also have to study about some foreign architects as well. But the most easy way to memorize these people is to revise this content first of all. revise about it, revise about the topic, read more on these architects. Whenever you are reading about any architect, try to look at their images, try to look at the photos, because what happens is when we look at some person, it is easier for us to memorize their name, or to remember anything about them. So whenever you are studying about any famous architect, try to look at some of his pictures from maybe from different phases of his life, or like B.V. Doshi. As soon as you look at the picture, you can identify B.V. Doshi. In previous years, some questions have also come where the photo of some famous architect was given and you had to identify which famous architect was this. Like Le Corbusier's photo was given and you had to choose from the options that who is this famous architect. So such questions can also come. So look at the pictures of the architect when you are reading about their projects, or when you are, trying to remember which works have been done by them. Try to look at the images of these projects as well, and read a bit of trivia about these projects, because when we read such things, or when we find out such interesting things about any project, then it stays in our mind. Next famous architect is Rajiv Seni. Rajiv Seni is a self-taught Indian architect. He is known for his classy and modern designs rooted in traditional Indian culture. Some major works done by Rajiv Seni are the Devigarh Palace, Kasauli House in the Himalayas, and the Karma Fashion Store. Another famous Indian architect is Rahul Mehrotra. He is an architect and also a conservationist. He has his practice in Delhi. Rahul Mehrotra is considered one of the best Indian architects of our time. He is both an educator and one of the founders of the Kala Ghoda Rejuvenation Movement. Kala Ghoda Rejuvenation Movement is a movement that happened in Mumbai. As Rahul Mehrotra also has his practice in Mumbai, he's one of the key persons behind this movement. And Kala Ghoda movement, like the people who found this movement, they organize a art fest every year in Mumbai. So that art fest is something that is visited by people from around the globe every year. He's also a member of IIHS, or Indian Institute of Human Settlement. Some famous works done by Rahul Mehrotra are the KMC Corporate Office, the Hathigao Building, and Taj Mahal Visitor Center in Mumbai. Next famous architect is Hafiz Contractor. Again, this is a famous name. You all must be knowing about Hafiz Contractor. He's known for designing skyscrapers and the three tallest towers in India. That is 42 in Kolkata, Twin Towers of Imperial in Mumbai, and the 23 Marina. He is a recipient of the Padma Bhushan Award and always brings grits and glamour into the field of architecture. Some famous works done by him are 42 Kolkata Building, the 23 Marina, the Imperial, and D.Y. Patil Stadium. So these are the Imperial Towers. You can see these are twin towers designed by Hafiz Contractor. Again, he's a Mumbai-based architect. So these were some Indian architects. Now let's go to some foreign architects, master architects from some foreign countries. First one that I'm going to discuss about is Sir Alvar Aalto. Again, I apologize because I'm going too fast, but if you want to learn about these architects and about various topics of architecture in detail, please join our online crash batches. A number has been given, a call or WhatsApp number has been given in the chat box in the live chat comments section. Please note the number from there and contact us for better and more detailed classes. So Alvar Aalto is a Finnish architect. He was born in Finland. He is known as the father of modern Scandinavian design. The style in which Alvar Aalto designed was the modern style of architecture. His buildings are functional yet very classically inspired. Classical here means the classical style or classical era of architecture. There are two styles under this, the Greek style of architecture and the Roman architecture. So his buildings were although very modern, used modern materials, but you could see some hint of classical design in his buildings. Alvar Aalto received international acclaim with the completion of his famous project, the Pioneer Tuberculosis Sanatorium. This is the image of Alvar Aalto with his famous building. This is an hospital building that he had designed to treat the patients of TB in Finland. He also designed the famous Pioneer chair in 1932 that could be used in this TB hospital to assist the patients in better breathing. So he was a very famous furniture designer as well. Next famous architect is Le Corbusier. Le Corbusier was a Swiss-born French architect and town planner. He has done some major projects in India as well. Can you name the most famous work done by Le Corbusier in India? He has done a very remarkable project in India. Please write that in the live chat. Come on, give me the answer. What is that famous work done by him? I am waiting for your response here. He is a pioneer of modern architecture that led him as a major proponent of the Bauhaus movement and international style. Bauhaus movement was an architectural movement that began in Germany. So this is one of the most famous international projects done by Le Corbusier. The name of this building is Villa Savoy. Villa Savoy is in a small town in France, and it was designed between 1928 to 1931. Most of Le Corbusier's buildings are white or off-white in color. This represents the exposed concrete work showcased by Le Corbusier. And there are some other very important design features that can all be seen in Villa Savoy by Le Corbusier. All the beliefs or all the philosophy that he had in architecture can be seen in this one building. One very interesting thing about his works is also that he makes some creative roof design for all of his projects, may be it in India or anywhere in abroad. Two other famous projects done by him are these. First one is the Unit de Habitation. It's an apartment building in France, designed between 1946 to 1952. It is a modernist residential housing society, and it is one of his most famous works, and it proved enormously influential as the inspiration of brutalist architecture style and philosophy. Remember about brutalism that was used by B.Des? The inspiration was from Le Corbusier and Louis Icahn. Next famous building designed by Le Corbusier is the Notre Dame du Haut. Again, here you can see that he has done something unique with his roof. This is a villa in this is a chapel cathedral in Ronchamp in France. The style is expressionist modern style, and the structural design of the roof was inspired by the engineering of airfoils. Airfoils are a part of the aircraft, which helps any aircraft to move upwards or fly upwards. Next famous architect is my favorite architect, Antoni Gaudí. He was a Barcelona-based Spanish architect. His free-flowing works and nature and human and animal anatomy based design inspired everyone. His distinctive style is characterized by freedom of form, voluptuous color and texture, and organic unity in most of his projects. All of his projects are very bright and remarkable. Gaudi worked almost entirely in or near Barcelona, and his grandest project was something that occupied most of his time in his life. That was known as the Expiatory Temple of the Holy Family, commonly known as the Sagrada Family. It is a cathedral that is still under construction in Barcelona, Spain. He had started this building at the mid of his career. The building remained unfinished in 1926, and after around 98 years, it is still under construction. This is the Sagrada Family. Please Google about it and read more about it. It's very interesting. Next famous architect is Walter Gropius. Walter Gropius is a German architect, and I was telling you about the Bauhaus movement at the beginning of this PPT. So he was the one who was one of the main people behind the Bauhaus movement. And as Bauhaus movement became very popular in Germany, they thought of starting their own architecture and applied arts college. So they started with this university in the 20th century, known as the Bauhaus Dessau. You can see the image of Bauhaus Dessau below Walter Gropius's photo. So Bauhaus Dessau Architecture Department began in 1919 in Germany in another university building. As the department became very popular, they made a separate building in 1925 that redefined the architectural bounds that were prior set throughout history, viewing the creation of a building as the ultimate synthesis or a combination of art, craft, and technology. Next famous architect is Louis Icahn, the one that I was talking about when I was explaining some Indian architects like B.Des. Louis Icahn was an American architect who was based in Philadelphia. His works brought him a lot of international repute, and he did so many famous projects outside America as well. For example, IIM Ahmedabad, one of his most famous works in India. one of the most influential architects of the mid-20th century. Some famous works done by him are the Jonas Salk Institute, Kimball Art Museum, and Capitol Complex in Dhaka. Here you can see the image of Louis I. Kahn. So this is his project, Kimball Art Museum. It is present in a place called Fort Worth in Texas, USA. Next famous foreigner architect is Adolf Loos. He is an Austrian and Czechoslovakian architect. He was an influential European modern architect, and he was also a great philosopher and thinker. He has written many essays on architecture based on his learnings and his experiments with his buildings. And these essays are something that have inspired generations and generations of architects. One of his most famous essays known as Ornament and Crime. Another famous essay was known as Principles of Building. Adolf Loos's private residential works were characterized by unembellished white facades. As a result, these buildings have routinely been associated with the work of Le Corbusier, J.J. Wood, and others. This is his famous project. Adolf Loos made this cafe museum in 1899 in Vienna. It is a Viennese cafe located in Austria. The original interior was designed by renowned architect Adolf Loos. Two other famous projects done by him are these residences. The first one is the Steiner House that he designed in 1910. It is following rationalist style of architecture. This is again a subtype of modern architecture. And the second one is the Shaw House, both of which are present in Vienna. Next famous architect is Ludwig Mies van der Rohe, one of the pioneers of modern architecture, one of the most famous architects across the globe. He was also a great thinker and gave some famous sayings in the field of architecture. Two of his most famous sayings are less is more, and second one is God is in the details. He, along with Le Corbusier and F.L. Wright, are widely regarded as one of the pioneering masters of modern architecture. His most famous work include the Seagram building, which is a skyscraper in New York. I'll just show you the image. On the left, you can see the Seagram building. It's a classic example of early modern architecture in the world, present in USA. The second image is of the Farnsworth House. This is the only residential structure built by Ludwig Mies van der Rohe in America. Farnsworth House exemplifies both the central tenet of the international style by inverting the conventions of traditional architecture, and it also represents Mies's philosophy that he has evolved over his career. Next famous architect is Aldo Rossi. Aldo Rossi was born in 1931 and he died in 1997. He is an Italian architect and designer who accomplished the unusual feat of achieving international recognition in four distinct areas, that is theory, drawing, architecture, and product design. His style of architecture was neo-rationalism, and he got international fame when he designed a floating theater in the Venice Biennale in 1979. He designed the Teatro del Mondo. It was a modern floating theater. The wood-clad structure featuring an octagonal tower recalled the Venetian old tradition of floating theaters, and this brought him into international limelight. Next famous architect is Carlo Scarpa. He was an Italian architect who was greatly influenced by two different cultures. The first one is the Venetian culture, and second one is the traditional culture of Japan. He used light and shadow in his buildings. His first important commission was the 1935 restoration and renovation of the School of Economics at the University of Venice in Ca' Foscari. So you can see the image of Carlo Scarpa, and below him his famous work done in this university. Next famous architect is James Stirling. He's a British architect. Among critics and architects alike, he is generally acknowledged to be one of the most important and influential architects of the second half of 20th century. James Stirling has done some remarkable works especially in university buildings. The first image that you can see is of 1968 Faculty of History building inside Cambridge University campus. He has also designed a fair number of buildings in the Oxford University. The second image is of a gallery known as the Staatsgallery in Stuttgart in Germany. It's a museum. So next famous architect is Louis Henry Sullivan. He's again an American architect, and he's also known as father of skyscrapers and father of modernism. He's considered by many as the creator of the modern skyscraper. He is a critic of the Chicago School of Architecture. Chicago School, just like Bauhaus School was there was Chicago School in America. So he was also a guide and mentor to F.L. Wright and some other famous architects. He had given the important concept of form follows function in architecture. So that was Louis Henry Sullivan's idea that form should always follow function. This is one of his famous projects known as the Prudential Building, also known as the Guarantee Building, because the Guarantee Office used to run in this building. It is present in a place called Buffalo in New York. This was a high-rise office building with four different zones inside this one building. With advanced modern services, one of the great examples of modern style of architecture. Next famous architect is Christopher Wren. He is comparatively older to all of the other architects that we've discussed till now. He was present in the 17th century, and he was given the difficult task of rebuilding 52 churches that had burned down in the Great Fire of England in 1666. One of his most famous works or masterpieces is the St. Paul's Cathedral, that was completed in 1710. You can see the image of St. Paul's Cathedral in London. It is considered to be London's one of the most iconic buildings. Next famous architect is Frank Lloyd Wright or F.L. Wright. F.L. Wright is loved by all students of architecture, especially. He believed in designing structures that were in harmony with humanity and its environment. He called his philosophy organic architecture, and through his designs and his buildings, the concept of biophilic architecture or biomorphic architecture evolved. These are concepts which talk about architecture which are inspired by nature. This philosophy was best exemplified in his most famous project, that is Falling Waters. Falling Water is a unique creation. It's a farmhouse that he had created for the Kaufman family in America in 1934. He applied organic architecture in which the form was defined by its environment and purpose, with an aim to promote harmony between human habitation and the natural world. So here, the natural environment does not look aloof of the building. That is the beauty of his building design. The building looks like it is a part of the nature only. This is other famous work done by him, known as Robbie House. Robbie House is one of the best examples of work done by the Chicago School of Thought. It is a U.S. National Historic Landmark on the campus of the University of Chicago. Next famous architect is Tadao Ando. He was born on 13 September 1941. Tadao Ando is a Japanese architect. He's a self-taught architect whose approach to architecture and landscape was categorized by architectural historian Francisco Delco as critical regionalism, because he's greatly inspired by his own culture, that is Japanese culture, and he tries to involve many concepts that are a part of Japanese culture into architecture and design. Ando's architectural style is said to create a haiku effect, emphasizing nothingness and empty space to represent the beauty of simplicity. He favors designing complex spatial circulation while maintaining the appearance of simplicity. He's a self-taught architect who keeps his Japanese culture and language in mind while he travels around Europe for research. The religious term Zen focuses on the concept of simplicity, and it concentrates on inner feeling rather than outward appearance. Zen is something that can be noticed in his designs. Zen influences vividly show in Ando's work and became its distinguishing mark. So most of the buildings that he create look very calm, quiet, and the campus of those buildings looks very peaceful. He creates a very soothing effect around his buildings, which makes his work look very humble yet modern and stylish. So you can see one example on your screen. This is the Modern Art Museum of Fort Worth in Fort Worth, Texas. Here you can see how he has used these modern materials like steel and aluminum and glass and concrete, and just used simple forms, very humble design patterns, and he has enveloped his building with a water body, a pool going around it, which is creating the calming effect. Next famous architect is Gottfried Bohm. Gottfried Bohm is a German architect, and just like B.V. Doshi is India's only recipient of Pritzker Prize. Gottfried Bohm is the only recipient of Pritzker Prize in Germany. He's a very famous German architect, and the beauty of his buildings is that he tries to mix modern materials with traditional materials to make unique designs in architecture. Some famous buildings done by him are the Saint Columba Church, the Pilgrimage Church, Christi Offershang, and the Bensberg Town Hall. All these projects in Germany. Here you can see the image of Bensberg Town Hall. Here you can notice that how he has used sandstone along with concrete and glass to design this beautiful postmodern building. Another example is the Deutsche Bank designed by Gottfried Bohm. The building, surrounded on its outside by sandstone pillars, welcomes its visitors inside with a spacious, open, and translucent hall topped by a spectacular glass dome. So again, you can see the mixing of materials. So he believes in the connection between man-made and natural, and the connection between the past and the future. So we are noticing that every architect has his own ideology, his own thought process, and his own style of designing that makes them unique. Next famous architect is Mario Botta. Mario Botta is a Swiss architect and a contemporary architect. Contemporary architectural style is the style in architecture that is being used in the present time. Just like there was modern style, there was postmodern style, there was brutalism, deconstructivism, etc. What we are having now in the 21st century is known as contemporary style of architecture. So he is a great pioneer of this recent style. Some of his famous works are the Bechler Museum of Modern Art and the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art. Here you can see the image of Bechler Museum of Modern Art designed by Mario Botta. You can see some specific colors that will be repeated in all of his projects. The Bechler Museum of Modern Art is constructed in Charlotte, place in North Carolina. And it's a museum space dedicated to the exhibition of mid 20th century modern art. Another famous work done by him is this, the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art. This is a symmetrical building. You've learned about the principles of symmetry and repetition in symmetry, etc. in principles of design. So some principles of design can be seen in So San Francisco Museum of Modern Art is present in California. This was designed in 1995, and it is an image-oriented design for a prominent building. He has used symmetry as the basic principle of design here. And apart from symmetry, you can use very strong use of color and form. It is an image-oriented building. Here, when you draw an imaginary line going from the center of this building, you will find that left-hand side of this building is a mirror image of the right-hand side. Next famous architect is Daniel Burnham. Daniel Burnham was born in 1846 and died in 1912. He was an American architect and urban designer. Burnham took a leading role in the creation of master plans for the development of a number of cities, including Chicago, Manila, and downtown Washington, D.C. So we are seeing that all of these architects are very multi-talented. They are not just doing one type of work, but they are doing multiple types of work. Some of them are designing furniture, some of them are artists, some of them are educators, some of them are philosophers and writers who've written so many essays and books. So similarly, he was also a town planner. Apart from designing buildings, he also used to design and plan cities. He's also designed several famous buildings, including the Flatiron Building, which is of the triangular shape in New York. I'll just show you the image of Flatiron Building. I'm sure that you all have seen this building. This is a triangular shaped building. In plan, it looks triangle, and it is present at one of the major squares of New York City and can be seen by multiple people. When I was learning two-point perspective back in 2012, 2013, this was one of the first buildings that I learned how to sketch in 2-point, I think 3-point perspective. So I have a very nice core memory regarding this particular building. The structure is also very interesting in design. So Flatiron Building has been designed by Daniel Burnham. And apart from that, he has done the Union Station in Washington, D.C., the Continental Trust Company, Building Tower Skyscraper in Baltimore, etc. Burnham and Root were the architects of one of the first American skyscrapers, that is the Masonic Temple Building in Chicago. So you can see the Masonic Temple Building designed by Daniel Burnham at the bottom of your screen. So this particular building was the tallest building in Chicago in between 1895 to 1899. Burnham and Root were the architects of this particular skyscraper. And you can see the unique design and the unique kind of roof. It has a pitched roof, just like the pitched roof is there in a lot of houses or residential buildings. The skyscraper has a pitched roof. Next famous architect is Santiago Calatrava. Santiago Calatrava is a Spanish neo-futuristic architect and structural designer. Because of structural engineer, because of him being a structural engineer, you can see some very exceptional designs that he has created because he has the knowledge of both architecture and engineering. So he has created these marvelous structures, very strong and sturdy ones that are architectural greatnesses. So some of his other skills also include sculpture and painting. As both engineer and architect, his works take the material like concrete, glass, and steel beyond the normal bounds, and this results in some exemplary projects. This is Santiago Calatrava's picture for your reference so that you can remember. And this is one of his most famous projects. This is the Milwaukee Museum of Modern Art. It is present in Wisconsin in USA. This is the Path Terminal at the new World Trade Center. I'm sure you all must be knowing that the World Trade Center was destroyed because of a terrorist attack. So new design for World Trade Center has been made. The construction is also almost over. So this is a terminal that Santiago Calatrava has designed in the new World Trade Center complex. And the people are loving this design because of its simplicity. Another famous work done by him is the Santiago Calatrava Bridge. So we see a lot of use of lines, very sharp lines and edges, triangle, and some angular shapes in his buildings. Next famous architect is Peter Eisenman. He was born in 1932 and he's an American architect. Peter Eisenman is one of the foremost practitioners of deconstructivism. Deconstructivism is a sub-style of postmodernism, and Eisenman's fragmented forms are identified with an eclectic group of architects that have been, at times, unwillingly labeled as the deconstructivists. His theories on architecture pursue the emancipation and autonomy of the discipline of his work. The discipline of his work represents a continued attempt to liberate form from all meaning, because of which we see some eccentric and very unique designs that are done by him. One of the famous projects done by Peter Eisenman is the Wexner Center. I'll show you the image. This is the Wexner Center. So here you are going to see very bold forms, very bold shapes, colors, etc. that are some key features of deconstructivism in architecture. The Wexner Center is anticipated as the first major public deconstructivist building, and it was not a very successful architectural project per se, but it was a remarkable one for sure. Some more famous works done by him are the THiNC City Cultural Center and this one known as the Aronoff Center for Design and Art, present in Cincinnati. Another one is Peter Eisenman New Housing Complex, present in Milan, Italy. Another famous architect is Norman Foster. He was born in 1935 and is a famous English architect. His company has an international design practice. He is the United Kingdom's biggest builder of landmark office buildings. His remarkable buildings and urban projects have transformed cityscapes, renewed transportation systems, and restored city centers all over the world. Many of these aesthetically and technologically groundbreaking projects are based on ecology, conscious concepts, setting new standards for the interaction of buildings with their environment. So what we are seeing is that a lot of architects are getting inspired by different things. Some of the architects are getting inspired by nature, some of them are getting inspired by culture, religious beliefs as well. Some of them are getting inspired by war, whatever is happening in the society at any given point. So these are the different inspirations that the architects draw. And similarly, when you become an architect and you are going to design, you're also going to draw inspiration in the same manner. Among his recent projects, there are some most remarkable ones like the reconstruction of the Reichstag Dome in Berlin, design of the Great Port at the British Museum in London, the Millennium Bridge, which is the first new Thames crossing for more than 100 years, and the new Hong Kong International Airport. So I will show you a building. This is one of the most famous projects done by Norman Foster. This you can see in the image here. This building is officially known as the 30 Saint Mary Acts, but since it looks like the vegetable gherkin, it has been given the nickname, informal name as the gherkin. It's a tall, rounded, pickle-like shaped structure, and the building serves as the London headquarters for Swiss RE and is informally known as the Gherkin. Next famous project done by Norman Foster is the Chek-Lap-Kok Airport. This is the Hong Kong International Airport. It is built in the high-tech modern style, the major new airport in Hong Kong, highly regarded for its cultural layout and natural lighting. So these were some of the famous architects that I wanted to discuss about with you all in today's class. I have not taken so many names in today's class. There's so many architects that are yet to be discussed. We have skipped architects like Zaha Hadid, Philip Johnson, Philip Phillips, Gordon Burnshaft. We've skipped Shigeru Ban. Some more famous architects. I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of names. Um, Santiago Calatrava, I think we have discussed. Renzo Piano is still there, who's yet to be discussed. Frank Gehry is there. Then Richard Rogers is there. Eros Saarinen is there. So what can be understood from here is that there are so many famous architects, but if you gain limited information about each and everyone, and if you learn about some of their famous projects, you will be able to prepare well for your upcoming exams. I know that it is a lot, and I know that there's so much to remember and learn. But if you keep on revising and if you keep on practicing again and again, if you take quizzes, maybe mock tests, then it will help in your preparation. There are multiple types of questions that come in exams that are related to this topic. The first and most common type of questions can be images of buildings will be shown, and the answer can be very simple. Either it will ask about who is the architect or designer of this particular building, or it can also ask the name of the structure. Like this has also happened multiple times that a building's image is shown and you have to identify which famous building is this. Sometimes by looking at the building's image, you have to identify who is the famous architect who has designed a particular building. So these type of questions can come. Apart from that, once or twice, architecture style related questions have also come. That what is the architecture style followed by so and so architect, or in which architectural style so and so architect designed his famous building so and so. So these type of questions can also be there. Apart from this, there are many books, documentaries, movies that have been written or made on the lives of famous architects. Some architects have also written their own books about architecture, about their learnings or different concepts. So questions related to these media can also be asked that so and so book has been written on the life of which famous architect, and you have to identify the name of these architects. So many associated topics were covered in today's class. For example, famous architects, of course, their famous buildings, then awards in architecture, then media in architecture, for example, books, documentaries, movies, biographies and autobiographies, etc. So please read about all of these things, and I think it will really help in your exam preparation for your upcoming NATA. So with that, this is me, Architect Nishitha Joshi, signing off. Shantanu sir is already here, so I'll hand over it to him. All the best, students. Please keep on preparing well and feel free to reach out to us for your queries or if you want to join our crash batches, because that will be really helpful for your upcoming exam. Okay, good evening all.
Hello everyone. Hi. So I'll be sharing my screen, and I'm Shantanu Shaluke, architect and a designer. So we'll be discussing about one of your drawing composition questions related to 3D composition, and we would be discussing about aspects and how to deal with certain things. So let's quickly understand today's question. So I'll write down the question. So I'll write down about the inventory and what we are supposed to do about it. So basically, what we have today is it's a set of uh, 6 tires. Okay. So, and the question that is given to us, 4 tires are laid horizontal. Okay. And 2 tires are vertically placed in this composition. Okay. Tires are placed, they are vertical. Okay. And one of the tire, that is one vertical tire, is placed on one horizontal tire. Okay, so basically one situation is one of the vertical tire, one is placed vertically on another horizontal tire. So there is no restriction. How do we compose these things up? Okay, but what do we have to do is understand the situation, write down the materials separately, what they are. Okay, and we can compose things. So one tire is placed horizontal, and another one is on placed on top of it. Okay, fine. So now when you have such set of questions, so what do we need to understand? Obviously there is a composition, but we also need to understand, we also need to have, let's keep this question aside. So we also need to pay attention to the what the material is. Okay, what the texture is, and what sort of a form it has. So form is the most important. Form as in the object, the volume that it acquires, the mass, volume, the entire entity, a study of it. It's like what we call as a form. So material of it and texture. So that is how you would be able to create the entire, the whole flavor of the question. And we also need to cater to this particular question bit minimalistically, so that we don't have like pushing time beyond like 20 minutes or so. So we need to understand that. So apart from this, like what all you need to keep in your mind is, so you are constantly working on this set of things. Now another question, this is the information A and information B, which is not a alternative, or it's not it is a situation, but it is a compulsory that you have to opt for it. So you have to also render the object or the object composition with a sort of a given condition that they are mentioned in this question, that the light is coming from right side of the composition. If this is the composition, the light is coming from the right side, and it is casting a shadow of, for example, if this is the object, it is casting the shadow on the left side. Okay, so light is over here. So this is the simple information that, a graph that we have already been created. 6 tires, 4 are laid horizontal, 2 are vertical, apart from which one vertical is placed on one horizontal. So we can create the composition, and we can discuss about the light and shadow. Okay, as an integrated part. So let's keep the question. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly create various iterations, or probably, we can discuss about the composition. So, for example, if this is the thumbnail, you have a lot of rough page space in the questions also, question paper also, so you can use it. So what we're going to do is like we can create, bit of a stacks of the tires. Okay, like for example, tires are basically cylinders, right? If you think like 1, 2, and 3, maybe we are just keeping 3 tires over here. So one is like kept interestingly vertical over here. So and another set is placed the horizontal, and one is like very interestingly placed vertical on this. This is a rough sketch. Okay, we need to understand the rough ideations first. Okay, so even before like placing yourself and maybe the final stage, what we need to do is first of all create an interesting composition. Okay, and then we can think about creating. So now I'm gonna like maybe this composition is nice. Probably when the light hits from the right side, the entire thing is gonna cast the shadow on the left side. Okay, so let's resolve this. Maybe we would try to go to like first of all before like you start with rendering, understand your sketching is to be completed properly. The composition has to be quite interesting, and then only you would be able to. Okay, so I'm going to purposely keep it little. Okay, it's the tires. I mean, there might be a situation when what if they are not placed exactly on top of each other. Okay, so I'm trying to understand bits and details, and I'm going to put my observation skills. So I'm not going to draw a just like a stack of very structured cylinder. I mean, what's the fun in that? So you need to implement your observational skills, right? So that is how draws, and even if you're drawing cylinders, right? Draw 2 circles like properly. Okay. So we often discuss in our sessions, what are the like good practices about, how do we draw, how do we create things. Okay. And the concentric circles. So tires are concentric ellipses. So you always need to understand what all things that are gone into creating such entities. So there are basic volumes, basic masses. Okay, so I'm going to keep some distance, maybe just refining, and instead of keeping it exactly front 2D, I'm 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 going to create a certainly a interesting composition. Like one is kept in this way. I'm going to place this in another direction so that the interest for visual uh, catchment is done. Okay, you see. So we are just trying to, this is my, obviously this is my rough sketch. I'm yet to draw and understand like what is the final one like, but I am trying to, before reaching out to the final one, I'm trying to create all the things that I can do. Okay, so now here what we can do is like we can refer to some interesting so just for you guys to understand, like I have already brought some images so that we can think about what does it look like, observation skills just come from this. Okay, so we can just simply place this just so that it is there for for our understanding, for our visual. Okay, and these are the images that I've downloaded just from internet over the Pinterest. Okay, so these are my reference images just to show you. Okay, so not necessary that we need to have, but yeah, this is the composition. We can have multiple ways to discuss about the composition. Okay, and this is something that I want to work on it. And they have not mentioned you can place this tire over here also. It's totally up to you. How do you see the composition working out? So I'm going to keep this over here as my reference, my own reference, right? Sorry. So let's keep it here as a key sketches. So make thumbnails, like that is what we always discuss in our sessions. That drawing thumbnails is very important. Okay, it helps you plan things way better, and okay, and discuss the interest in the question. So now what I'm going to do is let's create a rough sketches before. Okay. So I'm gonna draw things little lighter. You see how the stack has been done. Like the axis is quite interesting. So I'm gonna place that because that is what is creating the visual interest for an eye. Okay. and not, and I can build the contrast, and probably draw things like, even if if you just observe here how tire sizes are different. Okay, so create the circles. Okay, and you can do is like create the axis first. How do you wish to place the tires over each other? Okay, and you see like lower it goes, the surface area of the tire is going to increase, right? So this is one, this is the first tire. Maybe it is the smallest of the bunch, and I'm gonna, okay. So whenever you are creating circle, ellipses, create, or tires or cylinders, basically you create the entire uh, probably the ellipse, basically, so that you're drawing things properly. Your geometries that you're trying to construct are coming off in a proper direction. So this is my first, always invest a good amount of time on finalizing the sketches. Okay, so I'm going to keep everything below my horizon. Okay, even the perspective is obviously the scene. You're indirectly you're creating a scenario, even though it is a 3D composition. Okay, you are creating a scenario, and what you are trying to do is place the objects slightly below the eye level. So the things that we see is something like, and I'm going to purposely not keep a lot of details, but enough just for an eye to catch. Okay, this is the ground. Okay, so I am trying to keep this tire slightly of this plane. So now I'm going to create first create a vertical line if you find it difficult. Okay, and also what kind of ellipse that you wish to create. Okay, so this is a rough one that I've been trying to create. So you see, so like let's create, and maybe this tire can be a bit thinner. Okay, and this is how it works out. Okay, so maybe just trying to place it little bit more properly. Okay, and maybe this is flat, not exactly curved. I'm trying to purposely resolve things, or keep it easier for my own understanding. I'm not going to keep it very complex. They're the four-wheeler tires, so they're quite like flat. Maybe this is the interior of it. And trust me, like it is even fine if you are not able to draw the shapes, exactly or properly here, because you're trying to create a composition. Okay. And we are trying to also sort out the idea of the, that they are quite worn out sort of tires. Now, okay. And you can also, like, vertical doesn't mean that it is exactly, it can be tilted also, right? It can be lying. So that is like, this is another idea that I've just got. So I'm going to definitely not avoid this. I'm going to work on it. And you see, like, maximum time out of this 10-15 minutes, whatever that we have, we're going to spend on maximum time that we have is to on sketch it perfectly. So once you have the perfect sketch, you have the interestingly concentrated, or concentric ellipses to each other. So then we can think about, okay, the direction is going bit properly, and maybe this is how and maybe this is the thinner tire that we can work on. Draw free ellipses, okay, and maybe there is the, okay. The tire. Okay, fine. So we can just keep it wherever that we wish to, like, maybe like, maybe little smaller. Okay, even though it is over here, and we can have this very interestingly visible ways to deal with things. Okay, so now what we can do is, now forget this question that we have already drawn. I'm going to keep it away, and within 2 minutes we shall be able to finalize this whole rendering. Okay, so I'm going to place it over here for your reference. Let's keep it whatever that we have like as a study material, or okay, let's make it slightly bigger. So also we want to add the shadows and incorporate things. So light is coming from this direction, obviously. So as a obstruction by this object, it is gonna cast a shadow in this direction. Okay, so let's understand. So now whatever that we have, we're gonna keep it lighter, and I'm gonna quickly finalize the details in the like bit darker ways. Okay. Also, what we can do is like we don't have to block the work this by lines. Okay. The moment you are adding line, that means it's one of the values. So now instead of that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to understand, if there is a light happening on this stack, for example, like this, okay, which is happening over here. If you are able to observe this, you see, it is going to create highlights, okay, something like this. And that is what we are going to understand. So instead of understanding this sort of a details, like I'm first of all gonna just maybe catch up with the silhouette of it. Okay, instead of drawing all the darker details. Okay, so that rest of the thing is can be sorted out by the values. Okay, I'm purposely again drawing this darker so that I'm able to show you what is exactly the details that are going in this. Okay, so even if we don't draw all of this, I'm just gonna place the lines where I would think, like, because there is a light coming from this side and where there would be the maximum amount of shadows would go to. Okay, so that is only this where I am drawing the lines. Okay, like if you observe, so my job is getting reduced at the stage where we have to render these things, right? You see now light is gonna hit this side, okay? It is gonna be hitting whatever the surface that is inside, okay? But it is gonna definitely be more visible at the inside of this. Okay, so a quick interpretation of the values over here. Okay, and just like a block the values. Okay, fine. Now the next thing is that we obviously would be seeing some shadows over here, right? Because it is obviously it is cylindrical form, right? This is gonna be the front, the top of it, and you won't be able to see like a lot of okay. But yeah, this side is completely gonna be in the shadow as light is completely on the other side of it. You see? So let's just block. Okay. So even though it is here, okay, you would be able to just see things quite appropriate. This is slightly tilted, right? So we're gonna see some interesting shadows over here, which we consider as occlusion shadows. Now let's draw this one, the final one very quickly, and let's just finish this whole job in another 5 minutes. So this is completely obsoleted and away from the light. You see, so this is where the details would be. This curved over here, light is gonna be hitting, so I'm gonna keep this a little lighter. Okay, as the light won't be able to reach the interior of this light, this tire, we're gonna push some darker values over there as a result, right? Okay, so yeah, that can be like perfected out, but yeah, anyway, I'm here to show a rough sketch, and just to channelize your thoughts in a right direction. So we can take a part, like participate in this to draw more efficiently and with more details. But yeah, this is my final sketch, and I'm quickly going to add now values in this. Okay, so I'm gonna start now. For example, light is from this side, so it is gonna hit the surface largely from this spectrum, and it is gonna create some shadows from this. Okay, you see. So because it is moving on from this side, so what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to add some core shadows. Like if you see, it is where the shadows are starting over here. Okay. Now maybe I would draw, like add some more values over here. So obviously it is like a gradient that you would be able to see. Now there is the tread of the tire is very interesting. On the side it is quite flat and aged, chamfered, right? So what we will be able to see is the darkest value over here. But as in to compensate again, this is the form, right? So this top one is casting the shadow on this, as well as it is the core shadow of it, which will be mixed with this. So this is how it would look. And then we can think about the texture at the end. Okay. So this is how the shadow is casted upon this. Okay. So these are the simple ways. Like you can just observe, you see how the cast shadow of the top tire is on this, and how it is reflecting still the shadows over here. Okay. So we are gonna just understand the whole thing in a and maybe what we can do is like again uh, push the shadows of this as the contour it is going down. So I'm gonna keep it like interestingly the very similar way. Now this is like slightly over there, so again this is gonna cast some interesting shadows for this on the lower tire, and this is gonna be the darkest. So as in you see, this is closer to light. This is slightly away, but this is farthest. So this is gonna be like more darker. Like I will try to put some intense values in this, and so that we are setting a depth. Okay, a hierarchy. Very very interestingly or very indirectly also. Yep. Okay. Now obviously this is the interior of the tires. So going to definitely have the darkest value inside. You see, the moment you quickly put this, okay, and this is also gonna have some reflections. So you would be able to see some, like this is going inside, right? This is the well of the tire. So this slightly goes. I'm just trying to introduce you the interesting set of values over here, just to understand. Okay. Now, obviously, this is slightly away, so you would be able to see light on this tire or at this section because it is slightly coming off in the front from this, right? And the shadows of this, all of it, you know, is casted upon this. Okay, so yeah, the cast shadows, occlusion shadows of it. And this is obviously going to cast some interesting shadows in this direction, right? I'm tentatively placing the shadows now. Okay, we can come back and render at this, just blocking in. Right now my job is to block in the ideas, but yeah, which actually leads towards help your eyes to move closer towards the more details, right? Yeah, you're just trying to remove the set of like sort of unnecessary values. Okay, we can always come back and correct this at the lighting stage or rendering stage. Okay, for example, it's this. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is, like, obviously we know that there is some amount of, shadows and light that this would be able to see, because this is gonna cast some shadow. So this side would be a bit darker. Okay, obviously I'm rendering bit roughly over here, or what you can do is just line by line you can create. But yeah, this is going to give you more light in this region, is because you see the light is gonna cut from this and this junction. And we would be able to see some interesting light formation over here. Okay, so maybe what we would try to do is like add some reflected light over here from the bottom surface, and this is where we are leaving it. Okay, as this is the contour. Okay, like flat. First, let's try to press it. Okay, not necessary that you can cross hatch this also. So I'm just trying to depict the contour of it, you see. So with this, with the contour, you would be able to understand what sort of a surface it is. It is not exactly like, and this is a difference of the curves that it has. Okay, so we are just trying to set that. Okay, and I'm purposely trying to do it like a manual tool, like a pencil, so that you can understand how this has been emulated as a natural pencil, and we can use this particular as a, you know as a set towards the how to draw in depth in detail. Okay, now this is something that, okay, what I can do is like add as the highlights too. Okay, obviously this is gonna be the darkest, you see, because no light over here. Okay, no light. Now some light is gonna fall from here. So what I'm gonna do is just the trade of this, like from the back side, might have some highlights. Okay, some light that has been able to bounce off, and I'm just gonna place it as just the reaction to show it. Okay, but yeah, rest of the things are quite simple. Okay, as light is gonna cut off from this. Okay, move from over here to, okay, and rest of the things are just simple. I'm going to add the most darkest shadows over here as to depict the occlusion shadows, and I'm almost done with this. Okay, all we are left with is this much part. Okay, so let's come back to this. As it is obvious, the interiors will have some shadows like inside of this, but at this side it would be little brighter, obviously, because light is going to percolate and fall over here too. I'm going to purposely leave this white border, if you are able to see this, is that so that I don't have to draw the highlight later. Okay, so these are some interesting and simpler. Uh, Obviously, if you practice from life, or you work with more of such, okay, interesting subjects, you would be able to understand. You see, like what we can do is like maybe just to change the force of this tire. Okay, you know, just to show that the contours, okay, maybe this side it would be darker, right? Because it is away from the light. Light is on the back side, obviously. Okay, some light that is bounced back, so we're gonna see this little brighter, obviously. And now I am purposely placing some darker values over here, away from the light. But also, what we can try to do is we can place the most probably this is the lightest values that we're going to see, and what we can just start bringing in the darkest values over here as it is going inside, right? Correct. So slowly, one by one, obviously if this is like the final version, I'm maybe it can take some more time. We can add some interesting trades to this, and as this is the like gonna have the highlights on this side because light is from this. You see, very easily we would be able to draw so. Okay, this is it. Now probably I'm just gonna keep some shadows on this side over here because it is maximum lit by the light from all the directions of over here. This is gonna cast some, understand the cast shadows by this tire. So forget like what sort of a shape, volume it has, but I'm gonna draw this, okay? And now where the shadow might be start cutting in, okay, like it's like this. So this is the flat tire. So basically this will have wherever it is cutting the shadow from. Now, if this is going in this direction, this would be slightly in this because difference of the direction. And tentatively, I'm gonna draw this, and tentatively, I'm gonna keep the central white space. Okay, so let's just draw the shadows very quickly. Okay, even though it is values, I'm just trying to show you how values details is something that you can understand how to deal with this. I'm here to teach you about the composition. And you see it is gonna get blurry over here is because light intervenes right over here, there, and at the end it tends to get hazier, also blurry, right? I'm gonna again just slightly take this off. Okay. Yeah, and the darkest shadows over here has to represent the occlusion shadow. Occlusion shadows are basically, yeah, the result of two different stages that we often pay attention to this in our sessions. And this is obviously a very rough version of it. Okay, but like you can spend but just a little bit more time and deal with more details. Okay, like where the highlight can come in. Okay, where the rest of the, just a second. Okay, yeah, and this is obviously gonna be dominated inside as well by the shadows that are there. Okay, so this is obviously gonna cast shadows inside too, right? So I'm gonna purposely keep it little lighter though. I mean, not so we might not be able to understand this circular shape after that. So that is the reason. Okay, so fine. So this is it. Maybe we can spend a little bit of time just to show just the necessary trade details of it. Okay, not necessary all of it, and with just with the few lines itself, okay, we would be able to show so. It's gonna get lighter. You see, don't like you don't need to show the texture, at all the places. We just gonna show it because in light you might not be able to see the details to the core, but yeah, we will just try to bring in enough of the details at places. Yep. Okay, you see, it's just to show that the tires are not new anymore, but yeah, they're worn off. And what we can do is just to add, keep a eraser with you, just you know yeah, I mean, we discussed how to show this whole textures, make it more prominent, as what sort of a different roles does the texture play in design. So we can bring in some more interesting highlights to this, you see. And with quickly just lighter lines, darker lines, and how do you bring that life to okay, fine. So, guys, this is how we can discuss this sort of a compositional questions. All you need to do is grow the skills. I mean, slowly, time to time, and we can actually refine this at any stage. Okay, and probably make it bit more prominent. Use the eraser just to take the just necessary things away from it. Okay. Yep. As it is farther away from it, like we can have this values bit more hazy. Okay. And this is how we can resolve these questions. Okay. So I'll stop over here, and I'm I hope you enjoyed the session. And you can join our regular batches or crash batches thing. You can reach out to the course coordinators, and they will help you. Okay. So thank you so much for joining us, and please carry on with your practice. And I'm Shantanu Shaluke, architect and a designer. So I'll be dealing with the drawing sessions, your visual skills, and implementive skills. So thank you. I'd be signing off now. Good evening, all. Thank you so much for joining once again. Bye bye.